Did you motherfuckers eat all
The Funyuns?
Yeah.
No, they're over here.
There's one bowl.
Here, put
Two people ate a whole bowl of Funyuns.
That's a pretty good opener.
Give me that.
You motherfuckers eat all Funyuns? So, for those who have not been here, the story thus far. The band, as a general rule, met on the road to Porta Nova. Some escaped orcish capture, others arriving coincidentally in the chaos that was Hafton. After destroying the rift there, and then destabilizing another rift in the life tree of Angu, the party rushed to Porta Nova for the sake of one of their companions. His cure left little time for rest, however, as wild magic threatened to reawaken Mount Nova in the bay of the city. Saving the patrician, Zarazmina Clementera, and the city with swift, decisive action, they were afforded a couple of weeks of respite. Never idle, however, the party planned and infiltrated the Mage College in the upper city, defeating a djinn in order to retrieve Atlas's spellbook and uncurse Havoc's brother, who had been the yak the whole time. Headmaster Strix had not a moment for them to spare, however, as more rifts were opened in the city itself, and he thrust them first into a maze of spirits, and then into the waiting arms of a corrupt judge, who without cause, reason, or logic, sentenced them to death. Jailbreak was the only reasonable option, and despite their valiant efforts, the noble shaman Morgrim was slain in their attempt. The survivors almost fought their way to justice, but an earthquake sealed their subterranean prison and opened a new egress through an ancient hidden temple filled with monsters and loot. Saddened and guilty over the loss of their bird companion, the group embarked on the undertaking of a new lifetime, seeking out mystic relics to revive their comrade. They traveled south to islands for selkie skins, and in Silver's case, they returned with a bit more than that. They pilfered an ancient tome for uncorrupted life tree blood, locked away in a secret underground magnet terrarium vault thing, and phoenixed down from a holiday turkey that they rescued from a carnival, no less. They have the pieces to pay the ferryman. The details of the now they only need the exact details of the ritual from Stella Starcrest, a Hightown mage who probably browses fur affinity. Will they rescue Morgrim? Does Taza love Victus? Why do all our characters have daddy issues? This is our Odyssey. Okay.
Everybody got that?
Why do all of our characters have dad issues?
It's an easy way to add conflict, I think.
I don't know if that was...
It's an easy...
Anyway.
Just murder your parents with daddy issues?
That's a daddy issue.
Anyways, I'm Sam. No. I'll be the Dungeon Master for this session. And I usually play Havoc. Yeah.
On the left is Morgan, me, playing Whistler, the Paladin.
I am Chris. I am playing Zulgoro, the War Priest.
I'm Liam. I'm playing the increasingly erratic Victus Gulf.
I'm Joe, playing the one and only Atlas Blue, and I got it right this time.
I'm Zach, playing Griff.
I'm Colby, playing Dr. Hippocampus.
And Duffy playing Volley.
Okay. When we last left off, there had just been a big feast in the street outside of... do we have a name for the inn, or is it just Taza's place?
Just the new HGC.
Yeah.
Taza's place.
Taza's place.
We don't know.
You successfully managed to feed everybody through a combination of create food and water, cookies, and we did have that bear carcass lying around, so that probably got turned into sausages or something. So everyone's been fed. It was a late night cleaning up. There's a general air of leftover festivity. You guys managed to have a decent rest, and it is now morning the next day after Griefsgiving. Those of you who still sleep wake up in the inn, and those of you who don't sleep, if you want to do anything in particular during the night.
The increasingly subtracting number of you who still sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys...
we still need 2 hours, I think, right?
Yeah, 2 hours. 2 hours. 2 hours of sleep.
Silver's the only character that doesn't sleep because he has a special amulet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you guys are refreshed after the night of revelry. And there's still some trash to pick up. There's still some things to sweep away. Place to clear, all that. It is the morning. Do you need me to do the Grieg, I think.
There's no Morgrim to wake us anymore.
Was I around for any of this, or was I
no?
doing
So
other stuff?
you were off doing other stuff. Would you like to say what other stuff you were doing? Do you have an idea?
Human trafficking?
I was trying to go see about over the docks. Yeah.
So last time you checked, you delivered a note.
Yep.
And it's been a month since then. I think his last session was the span of a month. So you ask around, and you don't meet with the guy that you sent the letter to, but you do get a letter back, and he has returned back to the land across the sea, the home of the elves, and he says that he's working on in the docks over there, unloading supplies and such. The elves seem to be gearing up for a new war across the sea with their enemies, who I will leave unspecified for another dungeon master to take care of at a later date. But a storm's brewing across the sea, and that's the news that you get.
All right, so I have that letter. I want to go. Well, actually,
at around this time, there's an explosion of Phoenix uptown, and by the time you get back to Taz's place, there's a feast going on.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to do?
Besides buy arrows, so I talked to him. Well, I got the lead from him, so I need to go talk to him.
You can buy arrows at cost anywhere in the city.
Yeah. What else would I have done? I can't get to Uptown, so I can't. I guess I'll go and look around and see if there's
not without trying.
Yeah, I guess I'll go look around and see if there's any elves who are having a tough time. Any impoverished elves that are just. They're
as a general rule, elves manage to maintain something of a middle class. Down under luck, elves tend to be rarer in the city.
Yeah.
There are still some. You have to go rooting through the soaks to find people like that.
All right, just ones that don't seem to be like any ones that seem to be in trouble. That's the best way I can say it.
What?
Are any of my recovering paladins elves?
That is a good point.
He could return to see a couple of...
Did you only have one?
I have a half a dozen.
She's got the Power Rangers.
I have the Power Rangers.
She's got Yellow Fellow. She's got Green Steves.
They're all the ones who are like
Green
recovering
Steve.
addicts.
Yeah, they're recovering addicts.
And Dr. Hippocampus is just like, I need you to try this drug.
Probably most of them are half elves.
Okay.
Probably one is an elf.
Okay.
Oh.
But I wouldn't know that.
Do we know
until
what Green Steve is? Is he a human?
I thought we had said one of them was an elf.
I don't
Yeah,
remember. Josh
at least one of them an elf. But
said specifically what they were, but I don't remember.
How about Yellowfellow?
sure, Yellow Fellow's an elf.
Okay, Yellow fellow
Trying to
and
make
Yellow fellow.
The elves are not the Chinese!
There's a communist revolution going on across the sea.
None of this is going to get cut.
It better use
Not bad.
No, I'm specifically stating that the elves are not the Chinese. It's not racist.
Alright, now that that's been
Your words
established,
deceive your actions.
I guess
methinks thou doth protest too much. Anyway, you find that Yellow Fellow amongst the powerless rangers, the fallen paladins that Whistler has taken under his wing, is in fact an elf, and several of the others are half elves, because half elves have good charisma, I guess, so they're good paladins. Right now.
Do you want me to let everybody else do something, or do you mind if I just run with this for a quick second?
What depends on what you're running.
I'm just gonna start talking to him and figure things out. I'll sit down with my symbol of my religion.
Yeah, he belongs to a different one because he's a paladin.
Well, I still will talk to him.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't have to be the same thing. He is an elf. I'm here to help elves.
It's just after one of the AA meetings, and he's shooting up in the bathroom.
My people!
Dang,
Nevin, I do daily searches!
I'll walk in and I'll be like, don't do that to yourself, man. What happened? What's going on?
His eyes roll into the back of his head, and he seems to be in a bad way.
Alright, I take out the needle from his arm and I can't do it. Cure light wounds can't do anything to that, can it?
Cure what?
Cure light wounds can't take out
Cure light
poison.
wounds is just hit point damage.
I can't do anything to cure poison. So
You might need a paladin.
might need a
Not
paladin.
this one.
Not me?
No,
I mean, you're not a
this
good
one.
Oh.
Probably that
I
one.
was gonna say.
He's a falling paladin.
Yeah. So,
So well, anyways, they're not there. So I'm gonna
Do you
take.
have a medicine or a heal as a skill?
Yes, I got heal as a skill. I actually got a heal as Let's see if I can do some healing.
Bring in some of that real life paramedic training.
Okay, well, if he just put the needle into his arm, I mean, if he just put it in, I can take the needle out. But anyways, the drug is in the system. I don't have any Narcan or anything.
You notice that the needle has a glowing blue fluid in it.
I have no idea what that is.
I can't make those yet.
So I'm gonna take the needle out, and I'm gonna
only
make
have
sure
one. I can't make it.
put away the needle that way there, in the satchel of carrying to make sure I don't poke myself. Because now I need to get it checked out.
Okay.
I am going to roll to see if his heart rate and respiration is going down.
All right, give me that roll.
17 plus 11 is 28.
That's pretty good. Okay, so you take his vitals. You do soap notes. Is that right?
Yeah, you got that. You got the.
In other case, you do a diagnostic of him, and you realize that he's not reacting to it as if it were particularly a drug, but he is a little jittery. He's not oriented times 4,
Okay.
and he casts bless on you. He says, just a little bit of magic. And he casts bless on himself too. He just casts bless in the general area. It's like, just a little bit of magic. I just need it back.
He was able to cast it.
Mm-hmm.
Does he seem like he's
Okay,
a little
that's
stubborn?
something very interesting.
He then just sort of starts convulsing, and you need to roll him into the recovered position.
No, is he violently convulsing?
Not particularly violently convulsing, but it's not good. I mean, this guy's
No.
clearly,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So not general tonic-clonic. Okay, yeah. So I rolled in a recovery position. I just keep him there until he stops convulsing.
And I imagine you alert Whistler about it.
Well,
What does
Whistler-
everybody else want to do? This has been sort of a long scene.
I'm going to be going to talk to Griff about a personal need.
Okay.
Oh, let's
Need?
make it sound bad.
Personal.
I need
You're silhouetted in the doorway. Your fluffy, what do you call it? A bathrobe slips off of your shoulder.
Can I just interject one more thing?
Sure.
I leave this note for the guy, Vin Reese.
Oh, you send another note back across
Yeah,
the
yeah,
sea. Okay.
yep. Or not across the sea. Said he's already back.
No, he's across the sea in the Elven Lands.
Okay, yeah. I send that note.
You got a letter back from him, not him.
Yeah. Okay. Well, is that even applicable now? I don't think it is.
No, it is not applicable. He doesn't need a job in a strip club.
He's more invested
Stop
in it than me.
pushing it. Anyway.
Did you even read that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Spellcrafts is an up-and-coming strip joint.
Human trafficking.
Okay, so you two are discussing a matter behind closed doors.
Griff.
Yep.
Any chance you can help me out with a permanency spell?
No,
Nope.
I don't know permanency.
Real life, there was some rolling of bluff checks there.
You sure?
Yeah. Why don't you go talk to Atlas? He probably knows it. Seems
All
like
right.
something he would know.
I'll go talk to Atlas then.
Okay.
And I shut the door.
Cool.
You then cast permanency on something. just because you can, I don't know. Can you cast permanency? I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think it's next level or something like that. Or maybe this level. I don't know.
Permanency is a pretty intense spell.
It's also expensive. Is anybody else doing anything? I know Atlas doesn't sleep that much.
I did put a note outside my door that says permanency available. Query within.
Oh, man.
I'm working on something.
Okay.
Well, two things I'm working on.
In your alchemy lab?
Yes.
Heroin.
The first one is I'd like to see if I can manufacture a universal solvent
Okay.
for sale.
Bleach.
I forget
To hide the bodies.
the DC for that, but it's not hugely high. Is it magic? Okay, so probably not unless you have a.
Unless it's alchemy.
It might be alchemical.
It would be alchemical.
Somebody look that up in the meantime. I could just have you make a. Oh, he's got it up.
It's magic.
It's magic.
Yeah.
Okay. The second one, you know, your knowledge of alchemy is such that you're like, oh yeah, people have been trying to do this alchemically for centuries, and no one's been able to do it. But magic people do it all the time.
The second one is I'm going to try and see if I can, using the red and blue, see if I can make
Purple.
No. I could, but no. I'm trying to find a cure, I guess,
Like
to solve the terrible addictiveness of the red one and the intelligence drain of the blue.
Okay, it will
See if I
probably
can-
cost you like about 500 gold or so in resources as you experiment, and it will be like 3 or 4 days before you can see if there's any results.
Okay.
So make that off in 5 days of working, if you want to spend those 5 days.
I help clean up around in front of the inn because of the large party that happened, and there's probably a bunch of trash.
Yeah, and like Havoc and people who aren't like here are helping with that too.
And I suspect that Atlas has an unseen servant cleaning up as well.
But only Atlas's area.
Yeah. The other thing Atlas is going to do, if he can, because Silver is comatose right now, I guess.
Well, he's cleaning up.
I'd like Silver to craft another item for me.
So the way the whole silver thing is going to work is Josh isn't here. I'm going to say you guys can give him orders, and the amount of time that has passed, when he comes back, he can say which ones he's made, but you won't get them until he comes back.
I approach Silver.
Because I don't know the time resource amount.
I approach Silver with an idea.
Uh-huh.
It won't cost money. It'll just cost time. Well, it might cost a little bit more. To create a tap, 2 taps that are just attached to the ever-draining...
The mugs.
Mm-hmm. So that we have a tap that just drains those.
You could just flip it upside down.
Yeah, but we want a system, so that way we're not, like, picking it up. And so it can't be stolen.
So you want to have a infinite supply of poor quality, watered down beer.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, yeah.
We'll make money on it.
How much in, like, wood and metal would that probably
That
cost?
would be 2 minutes with a hand drill and a tap for a copper that you can get from any barrel store.
Okay.
If you need beer, don't forget to have the decanter of lager.
Are you willing to donate your decanter of lager to the inn?
Well, they turned into infinite water, not lager anymore.
Because
Yeah, it's not.
I'm willing to donate my drinks. So
Or do you have a separate one? From
No,
the
he has
A
different
separate one
We have.
from Atlas's chest.
No, we have like cups that in the party last session they made whatever we wanted
Yeah.
to drink, but now they only do like watered down version or something.
that's fine.
And no, I probably wouldn't give it up. For the right price, at least.
Alright, so,
Whistler looks like he wants to do something.
yeah, so I'm going to continue my lessons with my powerless rangers.
Oh, so you are.
But in addition to that, because I'm trying to bring fulfillment back into their life, I'm going to have them assigned jobs in the tavern so that they are assisting and doing daily things, getting their minds off of their addictions and kind of just being useful to Tazza. And she does not reward them with money, but gives them food and lodging and continues to allow them to stay there.
So slavery.
No, because if she gives them money, we know what they're going to spend it on.
That's actually a quite good point.
So this is a good way of keeping them in this nice clean house.
Right,
And by
that's
clean
good.
house, I mean like drug-free zone.
It's not.
There's literally a drug lab upstairs.
There's a meth lab hidden away.
It's hard work.
This is a trap house.
Well, I'd like to point out I cannot make the red or blue syringes, so they can't get any from me.
You better hide the
I only
samples you
have like one of each. I have
Keep
a
them
couple,
with
but-
you. We
I
have
have an
time.
ex-drug dealer in the house.
Yeah, so
I
I
approach
asked him for
Whistler.
George last time. He didn't
Hey,
give me-
Whistler.
Yes.
Isn't there a spell? I don't know much about magic, but isn't there a spell that specifically cures ailments?
No.
I mean,
Don't look at me. I don't do spells.
so I have spells that can dispel illnesses, diseases, and poisons. However, I'm not quite sure what this drug that we're studying would classify as.
So, is an addiction a poison, a disease, or a...
Addiction is a disease, by the definition of how addiction works.
But magically, is it a
I don't know.
disease?
That's
Because
pretty open.
And this
it's
is
not
this is,
exactly a pathogen.
and we've determined that this is special.
Yeah,
the
but-
red and blue.
So would cure disease? Would that cure cancer?
No.
Because that's not a pathogen.
Cancer is the result of too much healing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Did they add that to the canon of
I
D&D?
think you can explode into a ball of cancer
No,
if
but
you
that's
go to
actually
the
what cancer
plane of
is.
positive energy for too long. Something like that.
The question still remains: can I heal them with like?
With like
My
lay on hands
juju.
or something.
Yeah.
You could try.
I don't like.
It
that.
might be. They might need prolonged, like
Exposure.
exposure. Like,
A
they
lay on
think of it
hands.
as like magic chemo.
Yeah. So every morning and every night while we're here, I provide lay on
Isn't there
hands to
something
my
called like cure affliction?
my half dozen.
So Whistler's currently at that AA
Yes.
meeting.
That would probably be the one.
I
Yeah. So
spend-
you two have a conversation about what happened with the blue syringe.
Okay, pretty much I
If you
just yell
want.
out Whistler. Yeah. I'll wait for our turn and then we'll have that conversation.
You can have no.
Whistler.
present.
Well, you have to go through the bathroom first.
Stop.
You see me over this elven guy. Like, you gotta help me bring this guy back to HTC. Something happened. He took out this.
You're in the bathroom of the HTC.
Yeah, I do lay on hands.
I thought the AA meeting was someplace else.
No, they're in Taz's place on the
Oh,
second floor.
Okay. Well, help me drag this guy out of here.
No, this is his quarters. I'm just gonna lay on hands.
the toilet.
No, the bathroom is part of his, like attached to the bedroom. I'm
Well,
assuming.
No, I think there's
No?
one bathroom per hall.
Oh, okay.
Do lay on
And they're like
hands.
stacked up, so the person on top shits through the hole of the toilet below.
No.
It's like,
Bullseye.
well, cure this guy, because what ended up happening is he took this syringe. I show Whistler the blue syringe that's like mostly gone, and I said, and then he casted a spell.
Okay, so am I able to at least heal him from his vomiting and unconsciousness with lay on hands?
Yeah, you. What are your mercies?
Oh, my specialty of mercies are
Swift death.
fatigued, targeted, poisoned, amputated.
You choose one of those. Yeah. Okay. And you don't have amputated yet because you're not level 8.
Yeah, that's why I have an X.
I don't think any of those would cure sickened.
There is one that says sickened.
Yeah.
So, there is? Oh,
There is a sickened one that you didn't take.
I didn't take it.
So your
third level.
lay on hands soothes him but does not cure him.
Okay. Then we're
It
gonna
relaxes and eases his ignore to his eye.
So we
Ah, that's nice. Relax. This is just a little pinprick. There will be no more.
we'll bring him back to the quarters
But
for
you
him to
will
sleep
feel
it off. But I will be bringing the empty syringe to Dr. Hippocampus.
It's not empty.
All right, the used syringe.
All right,
very
you now
important.
have half an 8 syringe.
Wait, no.
Well, I want him to check to see if his full blue syringe is on him.
I am going to bring it because that way I can tell the full story.
Go ahead, man.
Okay, you guys fight over who gets to go to the drug den to hand over more drugs to the drug lord.
I got to talk to him.
Ralph, what is this on your door?
What? It's nothing.
It says permanency sold
now
here.
It says permanency and divination and future time.
Can you not? Can you do this or not?
I don't know, can I? Do you have 10,000 gold?
Yes.
Jeez.
Do you have 20,000 gold?
No. No.
I can do it for 10,000 gold.
I shut the door behind me and we walk in. All right, you got a deal.
Jeez.
So you cast permanency on
2
the
rounds.
thing that he wants permanency on. And
I guess I talked to Dr. Hippocampus.
Doctor.
Yep.
Doctor.
That's my name.
I hold up the syringe and go, Yellow Mellow is a fallen paladin.
Oh, thank you.
it's yellow fellow.
Yellow Mellow.
Wait.
Yes.
So
And
I-
his friend,
Yeah,
Dr.
well,
Pibb.
So I'm holding it that way there, he can't just take it out of my hand. Be like, what? Mage hand, right?
I need more of those.
He took this, and then
Yes.
he casted a spell.
Mhm.
That shouldn't be possible.
It's very possible that.
What does this do?
Well,
Do you know what it does?
I do know what it does. How would I say this without being
Meta.
You basically are able to use
Which one does he
a spell. It sort of you sort of take a chance of how many times you can use that spell. If
You can
he
only
say
cast it on
cast
the
it one and he rolled really badly, you get one spell.
He rolled really bad.
So-
And you sort of feel a little dumber afterwards.
Regardless
But,
of what you roll, you can only cast one spell. It's one
It says-
slot of a random level.
Yeah.
Gold piece value of that.
Okay,
How
so
powerful
this
was the
is
spell?
so this is not bringing back his powers. This is giving him a little bit of power to cast a
You
spell.
have to go by diamonds and crush it up.
So it's not healing any fallen paladins, but now they're taking this in order to feel like as though they are still a paladin.
We've been
Kinda.
just doing it.
I mean,
Answer
yeah.
that question.
Could I have it, please?
What
I'm
do you
working
do?
on a cure.
But don't you have enough?
I only have one of those. I need more.
Do you have a lock for this place?
Well, it goes in my pocket.
Because now we have a bunch of fallen paladins.
Yeah.
Speaking of needles and pockets, Atlas, you feel something jab your leg.
Sorry.
Interesting.
Atlas will look.
It is the pen. It is vibrating and poking at you in an attempt to get a response.
Atlas checks his messages. 76. Oh shit!
You up?
That was one hell of a night.
Now, when the pen is placed to parchment, it writes out a note that begins with, "Have you ever considered investing in anti-scrying measures?"
Smart, but not wise.
Delete. I already know that spell.
In either case, I am aware that you have retrieved the final ingredient. Still a Starcrest BTW.
Does it say anything else, or is it waiting for me to respond?
It's waiting for you to respond.
Okay. I respond by scribbling with the pen. I respond. We've collected the ingredients. What's the next step?
So, I might have been mistaken. There might be, like, 2 more things you need.
Jesus Christ, what are they?
That's the problem. I only know of one, and that's the location the ritual must be performed. I'm assuming that when you get there, you'll be able to figure out the last ingredient on your own.
Where are you at?
What you wearing?
I'm in my study.
I'll be over in 12 seconds.
Eggplant.
Atlas takes out his spellbook
Eggplant water.
and prepares teleport.
Okay.
You actually just teleport from.
I can get pretty close.
Are you going to try and teleport there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been there, so this is gonna have this has a chance of.
He ends up in the wall.
Well, you just
He'll
shunted.
get
That's
shunted.
shunted.
Oh,
Okay, here we go.
we're praying for you.
Good luck.
I'm not.
I'm on target 75% of the time.
Okay, you're going to take a minus 50...
Mathematically.
you're going to take a
Not
minus
done
50 to
this
that because she has wards against teleportation.
Sounds about right.
There's a chance, though. You could make it.
Nat 20.
So this is the lower values are on, and the higher values are
You
off.
could just roll a d20. 50-50 chance.
That's fun.
Alright.
77. I miss. So I'm like,
12 seconds later,
Now,
she texts back.
there is a
Where?
general purpose use teleportation circle in the Mage College. And since that's the strongest beacon in the general area, you sort of get drawn there. They have a lot of amateur teleporters that they need to coalesce into an area. You notice that there's 2 first-year students who have melded into one Cronenberg-esque creature after a terrible accident.
I read her another message. Let me in.
Oh, sorry, 1 second. There you go. Try it again now. The Wi-Fi is
Was that you
one,
that
two,
made
three.
that noise?
53. That's on.
Okay. You appear in one of the armchairs in front of her desk.
Hello.
You could have just kept using the note.
You know these kids with their newfangled devices. I don't like them. Even though that device is probably 200 or 300 years old by now. Tell me more about this ingredient that you know about.
Can you read?
No.
Apparently, what I said in my note, if you... listen, the ritual must take place in the branches of the Tengu's mother tree in their home in the deep woods. That's all I know. There's something else that must be added to the ritual, but they conduct the ritual there on a yearly basis. Usually on... did we decide the date?
Notes! Keep going, though.
Yeah,
Does Stella have a map?
yeah, she would have maps in here, I guess.
I stroll over to her map, very obviously not really listening to it.
Yeah.
She pulls out a wand that's a laser pointer, and she's circling where the tree would be on the map, because she knows you're looking for it.
And Atlas is gonna do like a knowledge geography, I guess.
The spirit day. We didn't decide.
Yeah. On the spirit day.
Fall. I think we said fall.
Fall equinox, yeah.
He's gonna do a knowledge geography test.
Okay.
To see how far away these woods are.
You can get a +5 for that check because you're looking at it.
Alright. 8. Plus 8 plus 10, 3, 13, and 8. No, plus another 5. So 13 and 13 is 26.
26.
26 to know how far away the woods are.
Okay, so the woods are far to the north, and she's pointing out the far western side of the continent. So, diagonally, about as far as you can go across this continent. You would imagine that as the crow flies, it would be... Because Tengu, ravens, crows, yeah. As the crow flies, it'd probably be like 1 or 2 months, but you know that there's a lot in between there, and depending on the method of transport, you know...
How about a numeric value for miles?
The numeric value for miles.
Is this straight going
That
over
depends on
mountains?
how many sessions people want in between there and now. You don't think that you could teleport there.
Not in one go.
Not in one go.
But I can go 1,000 miles in one go.
Well, let's say you were to walk 500 miles, and then you were to walk 500 more. You'd probably have to go 10,000 miles just to fall down at the door.
I wouldn't walk 500 miles. And I wouldn't walk 500 more. I would teleport.
Just to be the man?
Just to
Who
be the
would
man
walk
to
5,000 miles?
Copyright strike.
So you think it's 10,000 miles?
I will admit that this is a pretty blank map I'm looking at right now.
Yep.
It's a large distance.
It's a great
It's
distance.
a very large distance.
There might
Many
be some
mountains.
interference in the way.
How many months did you say it would take?
It'd probably be, like 1 or 2 straight there, but the routes you would take and the obstacles in the way would probably bump it up to like maybe 4 or 5.
5 months of walking. How long was the Oregon Trail?
One would assume that you would have horses and carts. This is not a journey to be taken on foot. This is a journey to be taken via caravan.
Right.
It'd probably be longer but more comfortable to sail all the way around the continent too, but then there's also issues with that. Pirates and monsters and Cape Horn.
Yeah.
There's no Panama Canal yet.
I asked Stella. I asked her, do you reckon the Tengu would know of the final ingredient?
I'm almost positive. They conduct the ritual there once a year. On the autumnal equinox, known as the Day of Souls. I don't fucking know. Yeah, I'm trying to do research. I'm gonna send you you're gonna have interns. Don't worry. There'll be notes.
More interns.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't come up with a name, sorry.
Well, since they're birds, would it be the day of the bread?
Day of rebirth.
Day of rebirth.
There we go.
One would think it would be the solstice or maybe the vernal equinox, but no, the autumnal equinox is the day of rebirth. Right before winter when everything dies.
Do you know if during this
That's
equinox...
when birds migrate. Excuse me.
Sure, whatever the fuck you say.
Do you know if during this equinox whether or not they will resurrect more than one bird?
That's why I'd be very interested in having a record of this ritual.
The best part is this. I know all the details and he doesn't. I'm watching the questions.
2,000 miles.
2,000 miles.
The disembodied
Yeah, I'd like to
voices
point
are
out
arguing.
that things that are greater than like 10,000 miles are reaching the circumference of the Earth.
Alright, so probably not 10,000 miles, but you have to realize that that's just across the United States, right? Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
This is as if you were going to
don't-
probably like
Alaska.
I don't know if it helps, but
Actually, I guess 10,000 miles would be halfway because it's 24,000.
I did 1,900 miles in 5 months. I don't know if that helps out at all.
Actually, it's 20.
There you go, 5 months, right?
Maybe we live on Mars.
15 miles away.
This is a very big egg.
We'll get a horse.
But if you went and got a horse, it'd be because that was over rough terrain.
The reason why all our characters are so strong is because this is like a huge world and the gravity.
My character's not strong.
No.
Actually,
That's
he's
the reason
a
why
little
we're
bit-
weak.
Suck to suck.
He's a little bit stronger.
We're aliens.
Uh-uh.
I'm an alien.
Elves are aliens.
Not.
Chinese. Unless the Chinese are aliens.
You heard it here first, folks. Lobsters are psychic. Right.
Fucking lobsters.
Tell me, Stella. Do you know the spell See Invisibility?
I might have it in a book somewhere.
Could you mail it to this address?
No.
Okay.
I very well could, but I'm not going to.
Why are you so invested in restoring the life of the bird?
Wants to bang her.
She likes that cloaca.
She closes her laptop. I have office hours in like 2 minutes, so if you'd be so kind as to return whence you came.
I'm a student in need of help, Professor.
I believe if I were to go to the headmaster, I would find that you are no longer a student here.
Well, that's debatable. No, you're right. It's not debatable. That guy hates me. And I hate him.
Alright, well,
secretly like him.
I would, if I were you,
Yes.
invest in something to prevent scrying. And then, if you'd be so kind, I would be very appreciative if you were to assist me in this resurrection.
Why are you so interested in preventing
I will
scrying?
make sure you are well compensated.
Okay. Why are you so interested in preventing scrying?
No, it's just very easy to scry on you.
Oh,
I'm just saying if I was you, I would want to be scryed on all the time by pretty much everything.
I am pretty interesting.
No, you just have a tendency to fuck up a lot, and we need to clean up behind you.
That's not true.
As we're sweeping the other location.
Literally, everybody else is cleaning up after Atlas's mess back in Taz's place.
Well, I happen to know a spell.
That was a cue for something to happen there.
Oh.
Nobody wants something to
Dr.
happen.
Campus is outside playing
Still in the middle
into
of
a
doing
slime.
something already.
Oh, into the slime jar.
Yeah, we also gotta. You know what? That's the other thing I'm gonna commission. I'm gonna commission a slime bucket right next to for the trash inside of the.
I know, but like who's making this?
What was that?
Silver, yeah.
He's making everything.
There's a slime bucket, which is going to be made out of glass, because apparently that contains it very well. And right next to it is going to be a fire bucket.
If it gets too big.
Yeah, if it gets too big, you dump the slime bucket into the fire bucket.
His solution is to dig a hole in the ground and line that with using the coals to make molten glass down there.
Okay, cool.
What was the
So
rule?
you've got a cesspit filled with a jelly. It can't climb up walls.
What's the rule on silver? For just saying?
Just send him what you want to make, and he'll tell you how many days it is, and eventually when those days pass, you'll get the stuff.
If I send you, mean text Josh.
I guess, yeah.
It's like slipping a note through his door.
Yeah, just
It's not that much. We've made a lot of money. I don't have that much.
I have 39 gold pieces.
You spent all your money.
So,
No, I just
so-
never got my money.
Volley has walked into Atlas's room.
No. Griff's room I walked into.
That's what I meant, Griff's room. Volley has walked into Griff's room.
Paid him this fee.
No. You can't just assume.
could we not text him now?
I'm not touching
Can we do that later? I'm just my phone's blowing up.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Whistler.
I was very excited. I slipped the note under early.
We already talked over bidding.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did. I said...
Backroom
You said...
texting
No, we
doesn't count
didn't.
as
We already
talking.
talked about it. It's on the recording.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
I know.
10,000.
I
Well, then
already
you
did.
changed it, and then you changed it back.
Well, that was backroom texting, so that didn't matter anymore.
Okay. Yeah, 10,000
10,000,
gold,
yeah.
and I can make anything you want, any spell you want permanent.
Nothing.
Spell. You mean item.
Any specific.
Item.
No,
invisible.
any spell
Yeah.
that I can do it to permanent.
Yeah, and I want you to make this permanently invisible.
Well, I don't know invisibility.
What's this?
I know invisible.
And what's that?
I don't want to say out loud.
You have to.
I want to know.
What are you
Griff
holding?
sees
Yeah.
Volley holding his spellbook in his hand.
It's not a spell book. It's a headband.
It is a thin headband of cord with like some gems in it.
Oh, okay, cool.
It looks
I know
it looks
what it
kind of like a tiara.
He doesn't.
Can I do invisibility to magic shit? Can magic shit even be made invisible?
That's a good question. I'll allow
I
it.
think so.
You'll allow
I
it?
think so.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. So, you gotta cast invisibility.
I did. Done.
Sooner or later, it's gonna get knocked off your head, and you're gonna be so mad.
No, we're not.
And then I'm just like... It's invisible. Forever.
Thank you.
Lifetime guarantee.
Till it's not guaranteed.
All right.
Till a higher power wizard comes around and changes that.
All right.
Right. I can always remove it.
That's if you can see it. Oh!
Your tiara is now invisible, and no one can see your shape.
Thank you.
That was all this was for?
Yeah.
Is this plot relevant? Or
Yes.
is this...
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't
I was just
worry
making
about
sure
it.
this
Don't
wasn't-
worry about it.
My character's very insecure about this tiara. That gives me high stats.
Something like that.
I walk up to Whistler and I'd be, hey Whistler, I need your help to get Yellow Fellow into some cot or something to help him rest.
I carry him upstairs to his bed.
Okay.
He has a bed up to my bed, I guess, because I don't he does he have
No,
a bed?
they have rooms.
They've
have
been
rooms
here
in
for
there.
a month.
Okay, so yeah.
It's free labor, so Taz is fine with it.
Okay. Alright.
He has yellow sheets.
Okay.
Wow.
That sounds yeah.
All right.
Yellow
They used to be white.
I leave him a note for when he wakes up, says talk to Zool when you wake up.
He throws up on the note.
Is Green Steve around? I'm gonna hang out with him. He's my most recovered.
Yeah,
patient, I hope.
he's drinking tea.
I smell the tea.
The caffeine helps, but it's not enough.
So a big armored paladin comes in. Ooh, can I smell your tea? Sticks his nose in the tea.
Well, right next to another big armored former paladin.
Just sticks his nose in the tea. That smells good.
I have a very
Do
refined.
people just walk around in armor? I'd imagine
Yeah,
that
why
in your
are they wearing
downtime,
armor?
you're probably in like civilian clothes.
Yeah, I have civilian.
My
clothes.
Or
soldier
uniform.
uniform.
Yeah.
I look.
So you're in
very
uniform.
good.
He's in sort of just
I look like Captain America.
slightly dirty clothes. I don't know. You look like Captain America.
I guess I walk up to wow, no.
Have you left still Starcraft's office, or are you still just like being obstinate?
No, we're having a chat about ways to mitigate scrying.
Okay. Yeah.
And by having a chat about ways to mitigate scrying, I mean I'm looking it up.
Alright.
I like the thought that like Atlas goes in and like the walls all have like books and it's all like bird related.
Yeah, it's essentially like an Audubon Society.
And she has
Headquarters.
like a couple stuffed birds
She's
too.
no, she doesn't have stuffed birds, but she has like very fine sketches that she probably did herself. There's like a telescope set up at the window, and there's like she's got
Her bed's made out
binoculars and
She has,
stuff.
she has a little wooden bird on her desk.
Yeah, she's got like pressings of feathers that she's found off the
of.
ground.
Her bed
So
is
she's a
literally
crazy bird person.
She's a crazy bird person.
Her blanket has like is made of feathers.
Jeez.
All right.
All right. Anybody else want to do anything else?
Well, I would say I go to bed, but I always
You
sleep.
just woke up.
I was gonna say I only sleep 2 hours anyway, so what's the point?
One long day.
I'll continue my study sessions with my PR or Powerless Rangers.
I'm going to sit in the common room and wait for most people to gather there.
Don't go, Powerless Ranger.
I have color coordinated all of their things.
Great.
So my business has been doing pretty bad, so I'm kind of.
It's been doing terrible.
I've been kind of hiding from Spellcraft because I'm a little ashamed of how bad our PR system is.
Yeah, he got
Right?
divorced, man.
Listen, I'm actually a little ashamed, so I actually haven't gone back there for a little bit, and
You have not heard anything from Spellcraft.
that's good. I'm taking a break. I think it's good for us.
Oh man.
I'll guess I'll go and talk to Victus.
Victus, what are you up to at this time?
I think I'm helping out with the construction.
Or
I've taken a break.
So the it's now like mid-morning-ish. People have been bustling about for some time. The trash has been cleaned up, or at least placed into a pile. And you and Silver are digging out the pit for the glass for the ooze.
Mm-hmm.
Out back.
Oh, I feel like I'm getting stronger by the day. I increased my strength by 1.
Oh.
I'm only at a -1 now.
Is Silver stronger than you? I think he is.
Yeah.
So he's got like a bigger shovel than you, and
He does.
he's actually digging.
I've got a trowel that's very long.
I walk up to
My
Victus.
knife is a trowel.
He's not paying attention to you. He's like trying to like wipe his brow seductively at Sylvia, who's watching with like a fan and like a tray with like lemonade on it and stuff. They're very childish and immature, but they're flirting.
Wait, can those taps make non-alcoholic drinks too?
Yeah, she actually it's
make
the
water-
mugs with lemonade in,
Yeah.
but they have the taps in the side because you already did that with the hand.
No, we were okay. So to describe what I was talking about with the taps, it's that there's a upside down mug,
Yes.
and then like you just have like a little thing that you can pull down. That
Oh, so it's like a whole system.
yeah.
So you want to make a beer tap out of this?
Mhm.
That'll probably take a little longer than
Okay.
just drilling a hole.
Yeah.
So I guess Silver would be inside doing that, leaving you to dig the hole alone.
Oh man, it's barely a hole.
Yeah, so you've gotten
I've got my masterwork trowel though.
And
My
you-
+2 trowel.
your +2 trowel that can also get tired because it's a living thing.
It's like a little limp.
You hit the first rock and you're stumped. How do you move a rock out of a hole?
I know. I turn the trowel into a small rock bar and kind of go around it.
Okay, you break a wrist.
Oh man.
No, so you're digging quite slowly, thinking about how wonderful this slime pit will be when you're done.
Yeah.
Who was going to talk to him? Zool?
Yep. I go, Victus, we gotta have a word.
Slime pits. What?
I just got back. I just got word about the elves in Fathomel, our homeland.
Our homeland.
Yes, you are an elf.
I have no connection to those people.
Maybe
Oh, are you gonna sit there and take that?
you are, after all, still an elf.
I stand up. And where were those elves when I was rotting in prison?
Get him! Get
Or
him!
rotting in the soaks?
Where were you when they were in need of help when they were getting attacked by the orcs?
Rotting in prison and rotting in the soaks?
There are people need our help. I know maybe they haven't been there.
My
for you.
people are the people of Porta Nova. Who I fight for.
Represent! Southside!
Maybe you don't want to help out the elves, but I need to figure out how to help them out.
If you are asking for a favor, I'm willing to help. But don't try to appeal to my nationalism.
I'll accept that.
Okay. What do you need help?
They're apparently gearing up for war.
That sounds like a pretty big socio-political problem. How am I going to help with that?
We have our episode title.
We need to get some recruitment
For the war?
for at least something.
All right. So
We need to find people who are willing to help and keep
who
our
are they fighting a war against?
the orcs.
The orcs?
They're going to slaughter everybody.
Who? The orcs or the elves?
the orcs are going to slaughter the elves. The elves stay by themselves in that one area.
I get the feeling that you have a very clear, opinion on this that might be derived from your elven views. All right, I'm gonna come out, dude. We need to talk. We need to talk about your feelings on elves and non-elves. As an elf, it's a little weird.
I am not malicious towards other races. I'm not. I've seen what they can do.
You know what? That might be fair. It might be more the creepiness of your treatment of other elves, which also as an elf.
Everybody likes cheese. Is that your point?
What about the time when you tried to, like, sell that dude into slavery for,
You mean give him a job because he didn't like his own?
Did he want the job?
fucking brothel!
Did he want the job in the brothel, Zool?
He wasn't. I got him out of the brothel.
No, the one that you tried putting into the brothel. You said you would replace one.
All right, so
I yell out, we know they're having sex! You don't make that kind of money for just... We're not making any money, man! Yeah, no shit! We're poor!
So I lean into Victus and I say, I wasn't actually going to get him in there. I was trying to use spellcraft to get him into the upper tower.
You know what? I respect that hustle.
I didn't want the other people to know.
Okay.
Alright?
Alright.
I let them think their own views because they do that. If you don't tell them all the information, they will automatically insinuate and they'll make up their own conclusions and they'll leave you alone.
Alright, so...
It's the elven way. Just let them make up their own conclusions and just leave you alone.
Zoom out from this conversation.
We're all
The camera pans away from this conversation.
Actually, I pull the camera back just for a second. How about this? We'll try to talk to what's her face of the what's her name? The lady who runs
The patrician?
the patrician of Lower Town, because she's the only one who we have any.
She's the patrician of the
Whole
whole
city.
Oh, is she the whole city?
Yes.
I thought she was in Lower Town.
She's
Okay.
probably gotten to Uptown again after the whole debacle. It's
We
been
can try to
several
talk to her at some point. She's the only one who we got sway over. She might be able to have Portanova. I don't know if Portanova's got much of a military. That's not really our shtick. But they might be able to act as the arsenal of elfocracy.
I recall there being at least 80 paladins on call at any given time.
80 paladins is not much of a military.
Anything, because the elves are not going to attack other people. They stay to themselves. It's just, we need to make sure that...
Oh, so you're saying there's an arms race between the elves and the orcs?
No, I am not. I am saying that the orcs are trying to conquer that land. And by doing so, it's going to spill over here. By protecting the elves, it would create a buffer zone, allowing our two areas to stay.
We're getting a lot. We're really getting into the weeds
I
of this.
want a camera.
Let's talk to the patrician.
Just boredom on this side, laughter on this side.
And I'm just aghast because what's going to happen in the rest of this session is totally antithetical to what's going on right now.
Which is why.
Pick something other than orcs, man!
Here's the cut.
I'm ruining my encounter!
Okay. Well,
I'm gonna make the cut right here.
All right, yeah. We'll
Whatever's happening with the war, we can talk with the patrician about it, and that will hopefully try to solve the problem.
sounds good.
All right. Here's your cut, Zach.
Zach.
For what?
Oh, he's talking to me.
Click.
Oh.
Okay.
What?
You ruined everything.
done.
Just-
Yeah.
no.
It's
You
very
ruined
clear that you're done.
At this moment, Atlas is going to teleport back to the inn.
Okay.
Atlas,
Yes.
could I borrow your unseen servant?
What are you doing?
See this small hole in the ground?
Yeah.
I need this a lot bigger.
How big do you need it?
I need it like... Wait!
I can dig holes with magic.
Dig holes with magic.
That's a thing I can do.
Could you shape it more than just like a perfect cube? So that way we have like a pit where we can store... We're putting
You've got a gelatinous cube. It would fit perfectly in the cube.
Yeah, what I said.
Yeah, alright. Atlas spends an Arcana point and prepares expeditious excavation and then creates a 5-foot cube pit.
Rounded sides, man!
Sharp corners make for tidy work.
Alright, we can just fill it in with the glass.
It's a gelatinous cube, though. It will fill the cube.
That's a good point. Well, this is more of a rectangular prism.
Yeah. You want a little space between the floor and the cube for a grate.
Are we putting a grate?
You don't want anybody falling in the gelatinous cube.
Okay, I thought you
The
meant
grate
underneath.
will open.
Yeah, I thought you meant as an underneath.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go talk to Silver to try to fill this thing with glass, and then we'll.
He'll start work on that. Atlas, do you have any news for the party?
Did you hear there's a war on?
You have to stop giving him all the permanent war.
He's the one who took the
No, we gotta stop giving him all the permanent.
People need to start stealing shit from him.
Yeah, we've tried that. It didn't work well.
Atlas.
I haven't tried, but that's because I don't.
I'm a good person.
Atlas is a friend.
Oh, no.
I wouldn't go so far as saying I'm a good person, but Atlas is a friend. I'm not sure who I just said that to.
You see me walk by. You see Volley walk by and just go ha, and just keep walking.
We're friends, right?
That's right.
Bluff check.
All right.
All right.
That right?
That's right.
That's right.
All right.
Did I get a book on time last time? I don't remember.
A book on time?
You
Yeah.
did get a book from a while ago.
No. From what's his name? That's why he moved the drug lord?
Yeah.
Oh, the drug
Devon Cocking.
No, Morose.
I know.
Morose.
Like on
Did
time.
he bring a book back for me? Because we were like, yeah, you can move.
He had it memorized, and he's got to write it down.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
So that will probably be like a week or two.
That's
It's gonna be
really
a
fast.
little. Yeah, that's
That's he's really
fast.
good. But I mean, assuming
It's
he does
impressive.
nothing but write it, it'll take him like a week or so.
Atlas is gonna do it.
Yeah, the
Hello.
little rat man will probably write it.
Fellows,
You're talking to
comrades,
Who are you talking to, man?
everyone else, get the fuck over here.
I'm in my room. I'm
Griff, you come down here, Griff.
My window's open.
Get down here. Everyone get down here.
Friends! I like to
There's
imagine
like 4 floors to this
Griff's
place.
opening the window and he's got like the wife beater on, like, hey, what's you shouting about?
What are you talking about?
And Victus and I are standing in a hole. We got some stuff to talk about.
Friends,
Meet me at the bar.
lend me your ears.
Meet me at the bar.
I'm
Standing
at the
behind
bar
you now
with
because I teleported
Steve.
down.
Perfect.
All right, we go to the bar.
Okay.
Who's here? Who's at the bar?
With Steve drinking tea.
Everybody at the table, it seems.
Sure.
Steve as well. Taz is behind the bar.
Who's Steve?
Steve Green?
Green Steve.
Steve.
Green Steve.
He's one of the not so powerless wizards.
He's
my
part-
green.
yeah.
He's
I don't even know who they are.
A bunch of paladins who are drug
Alright,
addicts.
would you like me to go through their names
Fallen
with you?
paladins.
We'll get back to that later. I just don't know who they are, apparently.
Before everybody drinks with a decanter of lager.
Okay.
We have a tap. You're at a bar.
It mostly serves soft drinks now.
It does.
And this is free. I don't have to pay for.
We live here.
We live here.
You also live here. And it costs me nothing. Have a lemonade.
Can I have a lemonade, honey?
Sure.
He's gonna get out real quick.
What'd you
Why
want,
does Liam
Alice?
keep going on dates with a dungeon master?
The DM's gotta play Taza.
So was he just playing with himself last night?
Were you there for that?
Atlas is going to spend an Arcana point
Yeah.
Okay.
and prepare non-detection.
Okay.
And he's going to cast it.
Okay.
And now we're...
Someone cast Zone of Truth.
You can do that.
I think I can.
Doesn't that take a little bit,
As
though?
long as you're prepared.
That takes a little
No,
bit.
yeah.
It's a standard action, isn't
Didn't
it?
we?
I thought we went over that. I thought it
Already?
took a second.
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
The paladin on the
I mean, we already.
floating disc hovers in.
I heard.
Did you call me?
No, he doesn't.
What?
He's somewhere else on his.
Non-detection, which prevents divination
Try.
spells.
There we go.
I had that one ready for you. Yes, Atlas. What is it you want us for?
What you want?
You okay?
I'm not sure that. Hang on, is this Mike's heart?
What is this?
Yeah, it's
Sorry, I'm
standard
channeling
action.
my inner Zug Zug.
Do you cast it?
Save that for later.
Me?
Yeah.
I didn't either.
It's gonna get weird.
Okay.
It's gonna get
I am a master of disguise.
I cast Zone of Truth.
Okay.
All right.
zone. Okay.
So
the
it's
zone is truth.
it's an undetectable zone of truth.
I have a mouth kiss the horse.
Interesting.
Is that a divination spell?
It is. It's just casting
No,
one standard
no,
action.
one
It's
type-
spell
what
type.
type of
It's a spell.
school?
At the top.
The school.
Enchantment. Enchantment.
Okay, so he can cast that. I don't know why he needs to, but
He
I
doesn't
really
trust
like-
Alice's
That
information.
non-detection only affects one creature.
okay.
So Atlas is being non-detected right now.
Wait, so if somebody were to scry on me, would there just be you, empty space?
Yeah. Cool.
So it seems like that they've created a circle around nothing.
It's a cult.
That sounds about right.
I've gotten into contact with Stellar Stargazer.
You've gotten into contact with Stella Stargazer?
You slept with Stella Stargazer?
Starcrest.
Starcrest.
Damn. Stellar Stargazer is the Hearthstone card that I based that character off of.
Oh, that's
Really,
good.
really looking at the man behind the curtain now.
I came up with her on the spot, so give me cut me some slack here.
Yeah, it's better than adjective noun.
Yeah, I know. I know. Green Steve. Fucking A. Stella Starcrest. And I know the next step in recovering the life of our avian friend.
There's another step?
Unfortunately. Now, we have to travel the long trail to her ancestral homeland. And on the night, the eve of autumn,
Autumnal equinox.
the equinox.
This is not any harder than Zara's Mina Clementera.
What? Don't get me started with that fucking name.
There's a ritual. And then we'll conduct that ritual with the Tengu. And then there's sort of one other thing that we don't know. And then we'll bring her back to life.
How long do we have until the equinox?
Well, you realize that just yesterday, Griefsgiving was the vernal equinox, so you have half a year precisely.
Oh, okay. We have 6 months.
Yeah, but it's like
Let's say
5
we
months
have-
away.
I'd say in this world it has 12 months.
So we got
We have
13
13
months. We don't.
Yeah, I could probably teleport, but that would really take the adventure out of it.
Well, it's also the problem of, can you teleport only yourself?
I can teleport 3 other people, so
Yeah.
it would take about a week to get everyone in a daisy chain.
Also, I've heard tales of weird teleportation.
No, that never happens.
You know this is a zone of truth.
Yeah.
This is a zone of truth.
It has to be what
Yeah, that does happen.
it's 10 plus your levels, that's 12 plus your half of your it's your charisma modifier. I'm sorry, and wisdom modifier, which is
What is this?
This is a will
Did-
save.
will save. Yeah, so it's a will save,
So
but you have
it's
to
10.
beat a 10, 12, 15.
Man,
And
Zone
it-
of Truth is not as powerful.
No,
as I
it's
thought.
nothing. But what is so? It's a charisma save. You said?
It's a will save. It's off of my wisdom modifier.
You also had the spell level. What was the level of the spell?
2. So 10 plus 2 is 12, plus
Plus
3
is-
is 15.
Atlas failed that save.
Oh.
Okay, so you have to speak the truth.
Sometimes that happens.
I've heard it happens a lot going north. Something to do with interference. I don't know, it's just a rumor I've heard.
Has Atlas heard that rumor?
Make a... What kind of check would that be?
Knowledge local?
Geography, maybe?
Geography, I would assume.
I mean, it's a legend.
I would say that's knowledge arcana because we're talking
Yeah, probably
about
knowledge
teleportation.
arcana. So, yeah, make that knowledge check.
All right, this is a 19 plus 21, 40. That is godly skill in
Right, so you're like...
arcana. I would know exactly why this happens.
You would know that towards...
Exactly why it happens.
Okay, allow me to explain exactly why this happens. In addition to the poles being the strongest magnetic shit going on, so essentially Aurora Borealis disrupting the slight flow of magic. Magic is strongest at the equator, probably because of sunlight or some shit. But the poles slightly disrupt magic. And then further, you know, in the north, that the hobgoblins of the Iron Glacier have taken great steps to make sure that no arcane casters gain influence in their lands, and they are quite close to the deep woods.
Where's Havoc? Havoc?
What?
Come down here.
Yeah.
Havoc is
How many hobgoblins are left in your land?
Plenty? I don't know.
are there hobgoblins actively keeping your country running?
Yes.
Okay,
They banished me, if you recall.
I do
The firstborn.
not.
And we know they have a leader because you know their leader was here too, so they know they have an active running. I wouldn't, but
Shut up.
Whistler doesn't know that.
Yeah. What was that?
A tiny bug that was flying around.
Okay.
Alice is like reaching for the scry. He thinks he's still watching him. I swear to God, I saw it.
But that's the deal. We gotta go all the way. 5 months, 6 months maybe. Journey up north to the Great Woods.
Deep woods.
Atlas, are your intentions pure?
No, I don't care about this bird.
So did you guys. Ask your questions now.
Why are you doing it then?
Wait,
Are you my friend?
you might have to roll for this one. Roll it.
You see Atlas make some gestures with his hands. I am your friend.
Okay, for the dungeon master, do you like dispel some magic?
Yeah.
Would I know?
Can I
You
counterspell
can
that?
probably easily dispel that, right?
It
You
is.
can't
Or
counterspell
easily.
it, but
Okay.
you would
It
an
is
Arcana
a spell.
check would be able to
I
recognize.
was gonna.
Yeah, make an Arcana check to see if he's casting a spell.
Oh my God, that's 30.
He dispelled his own.
Okay,
cure.
so
No, but I was saying, could I counterspell it?
Oh, counterspell it?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you've got a spell for it, yeah.
Do you have Dispel Magic
I do.
prepared?
Yes.
So what do you say then, now that Xenotruth is still active, and you intend to answer this question?
Can I recognize that he's going to counterspell my spell?
Make an Arcana check.
Oh wait! At that point, it's like, but he can't do two spells at the same time.
Alright, that's 22. I don't know.
Well, this isn't him casting a spell, this is him seeing that you're casting a
But
spell.
he's trying to dispel at the same time I'm counting.
Yeah, so he's trying to dispel. You're trying to dispel. He wants to know if he knows
Sees
that you
me.
didn't
Oh, that
cast
I
that
did it.
dispel.
Well, if this helps you,
unfortunately, affected creatures are aware of this enchantment.
So everybody knows that there's no truth.
Yeah. So we know if
We willingly
if
stepped
Xenotruth
into this.
Yeah.
stops happening.
Oh, but it didn't. But
And
he's
I can
wondering
always-
if I stopped him from doing it now.
Can I get ready to cast it again in case it suddenly goes
You
out?
have to make an Arcana check to know that they're not just fucking
Me and him.
making games out of each other.
Yeah, because I just see him like
No.
doing weird stuff. I don't know knowledge
Your
of
helmet's
how.
awesome.
I cast a silence spell. Mine was silence, and my hand gestures were just the gestures. That's not a component.
6, so I wouldn't know.
Bush.
I mean, you're probably still going to have the...
Could I at least have it prepared because I just know Atlas?
that's
No.
metagaming.
That's
Okay.
meta. Yeah.
Fair enough.
At this point, this is just bullshit, but I
15
just want to
spells
make
level. My check. I can never not recognize that spell.
Okay, so you know...
I was
that
going to say,
he has-
that's the problem. When
You know that he has countered your dispellation.
Atlas is going to spend an Arcana.
You still have to answer the question.
Hang on.
No, you still have to answer the
I'm
question.
going to
now.
answer the question, but I'm going to spend an Arcana point.
So Victus, you asked this question, and then
Bullshit happens.
Volley and Atlas start bugging their eyes at each other, motioning silently back and forth.
And I'm going to spend an Arcana point to counterspell, as per the Arcanist's counterspell.
So you're going to counterspell his counterspell like some Magic the Gathering shit.
Yes.
Okay.
But I can spend an Arcana. As a swift action.
This is some anime bullshit. It's just two
I can
guys
do the same
staring
thing.
at
It's
each
just,
other.
but the problem is,
So like
I don't know who can do it. I think you can still do it more than me. So if we were to just completely use up all our spells, you'd still win because I can't do it as
the
many times
veins
as
in
you.
their necks bulge, their eyes bug at each other. There's a bead of tension that you can physically see, like go between their line of sight.
The problem
between
is-
each other, and Taza says, "Gentlemen, not in here."
You can see camera cuts between their two faces, both going.
The background goes black, and then like this flashes of light.
wind.
Well, it's funny because neither of us can fail checking to know the spell right now for that. But the problem is, in the long run, if we were to do this full out, I would lose. I don't have as many spell slots as he does, but I can only use.
Do you guys want to use all your?
No, I'm
resources?
assuming Taza would have just interrupted this. Like, no.
I don't think that the Magus can counterspell in that sense with what you're describing.
Well, the whole point is, like, I use the Arcana point that just basically allows me to just read.
We will say
What he's describing is he can use one of his things to get back a spell that he cast.
okay.
He would then have to cast that spell, which he can't do again. Because
he's
in
run out of
one
actions.
round, he's already used his immediate reaction to use his counterspell.
And you have used an action to dispel.
I used my action to dispel,
Then he
then he
counterspelled.
counterspelled, but
And
then
you-
I used my immediate reaction to use my Arcanist power counterspell.
Okay.
Yeah, so you would.
So you succeed in countering his counter and dispelling the Zone of Truth.
Yeah.
And everybody knows that this occurred.
Yeah.
just all sparks fly out.
Zone of Truth.
Okay, that's enough of this. I just walk out at this point. I'm just like, so what's the plan again? Do we need to pack? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, get your shit together, motherfucker.
I packed
Just
my
a
horse.
lot of tension right now.
I'm gonna
just
leave
said
very
no.
strict instructions with Tazza about my men.
Right? So the Zone of Truth is dispelled. What does...
Yeah, I say you could have just said no.
After all that. We're friends. That's what I thought.
Taza, we need horses.
Then go buy horses.
Oh yeah!
I have my horse.
Don't make me do it.
We need to set up a caravan. I have two things. One, good news. I think I can disable traps now.
That's very random, but okay.
It's just I've gotten very edgy in my skills.
Uh,
It's skills edge. Skill edge.
it's a pun or play on wood.
Yep. And then the second thing is I can try to check my local contacts to see if we can hire a caravan. They probably shouldn't be expensive since people don't normally walk around with thousands of gold pieces shrunk in their pocket. Apparently we do, so we'll probably be okay. Do you want to hire guards too?
Why?
Why not?
We're kind of
Is it just going to die?
I mean, if you
Haven't
want...
you ever gone adventuring?
I'm usually more in the city, but
Are you somewhat implying that you want to hire guards that will die and then you're going to take their stuff?
no, because their stuff would be bad. But I don't know. If we're walking with a caravan, usually it's better than just like 8 dudes hanging out, just jerking each other off.
I'm sorry, excuse me?
What more guards do you need?
I don't know.
I puff my chest
I point
up.
to myself, I point to the other paladin, I point to the
Other
crazy,
paladin!
I
Excuse
point
me,
to the
sir!
other crazy barbarian we
I have a
have.
name.
Is he coming with? Havoc, are you coming with, or are you just going to try to find your brother?
I am...
Because we're going close to the Iron Glacier.
Right click follow.
I am indebted to Morgrim. I will see her returned,
Okay.
but I do not enjoy heading north.
Does anybody know?
That's Havoc.
Oh, sorry.
Does anybody know disguise? Other than me just disguising.
Dude, I've never been north. I don't need to disguise myself.
I'm not talking about you. I'm
not
talking
for
about
you.
the dude who's literally wanted by an entire nation that is abutting the nation we're going to.
I mean, we could just make him invisible and permanent.
Havoc, don't you have...
That would be.
You can't.
Oh, you can't do it. That hides too
Who has
hard.
no disguise? Your brother
I
have
gave
that?
that to my brother.
You just send a bird to him. Say, like, hey, can I have that back?
I mean, you could just let him borrow your
I
bow.
would prefer if he kept it.
Yeah,
Because
even hunted him.
He's not expendable.
I wouldn't go with that. Havoc, I may not be in the zone of truth right now,
Oh.
but you're my friend.
What is this?
Thanks, man.
You sick bastard.
Did you say your brother's name?
Hopefully that.
No.
Hopefully that clears up the whole backstabbing.
Are you afraid of being recognized on foot or recognized via magic?
Ooh.
Thank you for putting that terrifying realization into my mind.
Yeah, you know, if your uncle's been hanging out with some sort of magical wizard,
Oh, fuck.
he's probably got some sort of scrying orb, or maybe a scrying familiar, or maybe just the scrying spell.
There may be
Or maybe an infiltrator, Atlas.
There may be a reason why your brother hasn't tried contacting you in person.
I imagine there would be. But it hurts.
Yeah, the wizard over there is quite powerful.
Anyway, he raises his boiling mug of water and then heads back up to his room.
You just cried with your brother the other day.
Oh man.
Something wasn't adding up. Have a nice night. Dick.
Are you going to cast... Could you cast the anti-scrying stuff, or does that need to be reset every day?
Depends on how many
last?
times.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Non-detection lasts. LMNO non-detection.
I had it up for a second because I had to. I think it's per hour.
I got it. 1 hour per level.
Yeah.
So I last 10 hours.
Yeah. So unless you're constantly teleporting back to re-up it won't help. Unless you cast non-detection on an object and give it to him, like a ring of non-detection.
We could go get some lead.
I mean, we could just let him borrow Griff's cloak there.
We could lead line somebody's room. We could lead line the building.
We could lead line the building.
And that would actually increase our sales like that. Because where better to stay for rest than a place where you have perfect privacy.
In a place where there's a bunch of drug dealers.
What's this about drug dealers?
Who's that?
It's Taza. Taza, they're not dealing... We're recovering people. You know them.
There's like 6 guys in the corner.
They're recovering. They're not dealing drugs. We don't have any drug dealers.
We do have a drug.
We all love exactly.
We literally have one.
Who's the drug dealer?
Rose.
Is he here?
Yeah.
Lives here. The guy from the library?
Yeah.
Yeah, he lives in the Tango's room. Yeah.
When did that happen?
You were here.
No, I wasn't there for Morose.
I think you were.
I've been doing shit.
No.
You've been doing Taza.
No, you were here.
Like I said.
Was he here?
He was here, I'm pretty sure.
You were here.
I was probably...
This can be forgettable.
Alright.
So that Morose guy is giving these guys who are addicted to drugs.
No, he's writing a book.
He's writing books.
Yeah, so
he's
not a
very...
But he's a drug dealer.
If a drug dealer is not dealing
dealer.
drugs, he's not really much of a drug dealer, is he?
He's a book writing drug dealer.
So he's
I
still
think we
selling
should
drugs.
He writes the book on drug dealing.
Plus, he's got that rat guy who follows him around.
How much do horses cost?
Who scuttles from the stairs to the door and then back?
I message Atlas. I've seen you do it before. Pretty sure Taza's got some money if you want to maybe give her a little suggestion to go get us some things.
Don't be such a cheapskate.
Can I hear this? Can I hear
It's
this?
message.
Dang it!
There's a reason.
Can I see his face?
I assume so.
I'm going to do a linguistics check to read his flips.
Do you have to talk to the message?
Yeah, you have to mouth it out. It's a whisper, but it's still talk. 20.
Yeah, you figure that he's trying to swindle Atlas.
No, he's trying to
Trying
swindle
to
Taza.
swindle
Yeah,
Taza.
he's also trying to swindle
I'm
Atlas.
trying to I'm a swindle of a swindle.
I walk up.
I'm a swindle.
I look at Volley. No.
I'm not even looking at you. I'm still going over here.
I say out loud, no.
Sorry, Victor?
What? You talking?
I can
over
read lips.
Blindness!
Also, I read your lips saying, don't be such a cheapskate. So that's not
I'm on your side.
Yeah, yeah.
You were only reading my lips. You got to do a whole separate check to read his lips.
That's a good point.
Come on,
You pull
man.
a chameleon in your eyes.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. At least you
Listen,
tried to
if
actually
if I knew how to do the spell, I already would have done it.
Oh man, I gotta go shopping. Atlas leaves.
Okay.
I go along with Atlas. I need to go shopping too.
Me too. I
I'm
gotta
going
get
to try to find the caravan using local contacts.
Alright, Taza's gonna catch you before you go. She says, how long will you guys be gone?
Many a month.
6 months.
That's 6
That's an
months to
awfully
get
long
there.
time.
I know. Would it make you feel better if we're saving somebody's life who's dead?
A little? I just want to make sure that you'll come back.
I will. I can cast invisibility. I have a smoke bomb. I have
It's depressing.
2 smoke bombs.
I can see the future. He's gonna die.
Yeah, if he just dies on the strip, that's going to be a hell of a story.
Well, he's already got to run. It's 6 months to get there. We're going to be gone a year.
Maybe.
Taza, I can make this right to you, but this is something I have to do.
Just enough time for her to burn down a house and get another one.
Man, she's going to own half this
What I'm
city when
saying
we
is,
get
do you
back.
want me to go with you? I want to protect my favorite investment.
Yes,
Oh my god, somebody's gonna run the house.
we can just lock the place up.
With a bunch of drug dealers?
What is wrong with you?
Who's staying
What is
behind?
wrong?
We got Silver staying behind.
Is he?
For a year?
He's going to be working on this.
He's going to be coming with
Is
us.
he coming with us?
Obviously, his whole
His coals are mobile because
How about we just we find somebody to house sit who has a sufficient military to protect the place?
Mofo? I mean,
We can find
actually, we could just leave them.
we can find somebody to protect the place. I know people.
I mean, we could also just get another place.
No,
She pulls out matches.
We just need to unhook the
we've been
lights.
over this. 1, we don't need to keep cycling through places, and 2, this is a good spot.
What I was saying is I could sell it. It's got great resale value. I bought it for cheap. I'm not going to burn it down.
Yeah, we did kind of murder the guy who was the reason why it was a bad place. I think
You're
it's
a
good for
problem solver. I like that about you.
I don't know if I like the stabbing part of my relationship with people.
What are you talking about? That's your only thing. You like it as a zone of truth.
I thought of something very dirty, which I'm not going to say.
Say it. Say it.
I like the way you stab. Anyway,
How about this? We leave the place for a proprietor, and when we get back, we can figure out whether or not we sell the place.
right. But am I coming with you then?
Yes. Well, that's up to you, but yes. Okay, then yes.
Right.
Can I help you, Whistler?
I'm looking to see.
So who's going shopping where? I wanted to know if she was coming along or not.
Yeah.
I'll have another conversation with Josh about Sylvia. We gotta keep track of the NPCs.
Yeah.
So many freaking NPCs.
We don't know where the other people are. We'll run across them.
So who's going shopping? And who has questions?
I mean, is it just, I don't know if everybody else, is it just a general shopping trip right now? Or do we have to all go one at a time here?
Well, I want a harness for my horse. I can pull it.
Don't you have a saddle?
A cart thing to put
it
here.
comes with a cart.
Fantastic.
No, not the horse. The cart comes with a harness. That's what I have.
Not a harness. I want the actual cart. I have a harness
so go
already.
look that up on SRD.
I'm trying. That was my noise.
How much are horses? Are we just throwing that out there for a number so we don't know?
75. But
Silver
you could
or gold?
bargain for a better horse. Or
That's a light horse.
yeah.
I'm gonna try
Light
to.
horses can't.
For 30.
I'll pull as much as a heavy horse.
I'm gonna try to check local contacts because if we're getting horses, we need horse handlers.
Okay.
Because we're all gonna handle
You know a
horses
guy.
ourselves.
I can. You
I
know
can.
how to ride a horse?
Are you gonna handle like 8 horses?
I'm not handling your horse. I can handle my own.
Then I need to go find somebody to handle my horse.
Oh, you're such a pussy.
Alice stops off at William's bead and scroll shop.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Ah, God damn it!
Oh, Atlas!
William,
That's my name.
I need another scroll.
Which scroll would you like?
It's a really basic one. Mount.
Mount.
Yes.
Let's see. No, that's a porno mag. Here we go. Thank you.
I pay him 25 gold.
Cool. It's joke off the mount. Anyway, who else is buying something?
Okay, I need to see about selling my light horse instead of getting a light combat horse, or somehow making a light horse a combat horse.
You could train it using animal handling and a number of lots. Or you could buy a combat train horse.
I'll just buy a combat train horse.
Okay, you are accompanying Victus to the guy he knows. The NPC that I have, whose name I'm going to reveal when you arrive.
I'm carrying my light horse with me to see if I can sell it too. I'm like, you know.
It's accompanying you.
Yeah.
You're not carrying.
I'm not carrying.
Who is anybody buying something other than horses before we get to the horse guy?
I buy a couple packs of arrows.
Okay.
I want to go back to that ring shop guy and see if I can get a ring of strength 2. +2. Set up the +1 this time.
Sure, but you'd be buying it at its full price.
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure I could go find
And
it.
he gives you a hard time about it because
Can I sell him back the +1 For half of that price of what
Half
I
of
paid
that
for?
price, yeah.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
And he haggles with you for.
That's fine.
a
I don't.
couple minutes.
I'm not gonna fight with him about it.
And he
I
asks
just
about
wanna-
what happened to Spellcrafts.
Yeah,
This
gold card's no longer good.
gold card's no longer good. Like the place is shut down.
I told you, man. We need to build revenue, and you didn't want to market. I kind of walk away. I'm like, I tried.
Okay,
man.
those of you buying horses, you arrive at BR carriages, caravans, and cattle.
Would he sell carts?
He would sell carriages, caravans, and cattle, including horses. Caravans and carriages would include carts.
Great, I tag along.
I approached the proprietor.
So you've met Buck before.
Yeah. Bark!
Oh, hey Victus.
Looking to set up a caravan for me this time.
Okay. Where are you going, and how? I hope you're headed south.
I get in close. I got bad news. We're going north.
Not northeast.
I'm not confident on the east or
Northeast
west.
is into the ocean.
We're not going northeast.
No, you are headed northeast. You're going to the eastern side of the continent and all the way north.
No, we're on the eastern side of the
I
continent.
think
Right
the
here,
continent
we're on
like arcs up.
Right. Northwest. Not northwest.
Oh, that is northwest.
I got my north, south, east, west confused.
We're basically just going straight up north into the deep woods. I say the deep woods like very like deep woods.
That's a dangerous road at the moment.
I know. Right now, we need a caravan. So you can stamp out on the guards, but we need people to handle the horses. We can pay extra.
Yeah, I probably know a couple of hirelings that would help with that. But I mean, do you really want to go now? Couldn't you wait like maybe 5 years?
No. We gotta go now. 5 years.
Yeah, you haven't heard about what's going on in like Angwith and Hafton and all of that, and that's just here.
I know about Ingwith and Hafton. I've heard rumors. 32.
He believes you.
Okay.
I thought that was a check to make sure that he had heard rumors.
No.
He was just lying to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's assuming that he's the rumor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Some people showed up and blew everything up.
What have you heard about up north? I only know about the local stuff.
Oh, crazy stories. There's, like, I got this written down. Like, the dead are rising in their graves, and there's walking mountains, and the Angwith is turning people into husks. So who knows what's up with that?
Yeah, we heard about that one.
It's no good.
It's no good.
It's no good.
We gotta go north.
How far north?
Pretty north. The deep woods.
Oh shit! That place is filled with like creatures, like
Yeah.
all kinds of creatures.
Big ones.
Bird people?
Like elks the size of whales and hydras and trees.
Just trees or like trees?
Yeah, I mean like trees, like out in the woods, man.
You really gotta get out on one of those caravan trips there, Doc. How about this?
Not for this buck rumpus.
You know, I never heard your last name before, but I'm glad you don't include it on the sign.
BR carriages, caravans, and cattle.
Buck Rumpus.
Buck rumpus.
All right. We need a couple hirelings. We'll pay them well, and
They have a standard going rate. They're unionized.
perfect. Make sure they don't have relatives.
This is why we made the union.
Ah, okay. Union. They have health insurance, right?
Yeah, 20 silver a day.
Cool.
I show up and I.
No. That's that's not their insurance. That's
Yeah,
how
I
they'll
assume
pay.
the health insurance was like rolled into it.
Yeah.
And I bring over Messy, I'm going to call her. The horse.
The horse?
Yep.
Messy.
Messy.
That's with an I.
At the end, yeah. Yeah. Messy.
Like the soccer player, right?
I don't know sports.
Yes.
Okay. So I have Messy here, and I need to trade her in for a combat trained light horse.
She's not a Honda Civic.
I'm just saying, if I'm going to ride something, I'm not running a mail.
She's got some rust on her back.
Can you give her a good home? But I need unless you can train this combat horse into a combat horse into like a day.
Probably not in a day.
Yep.
So you guys can purchase a number of horses and carriages that you would like as per the listed prices. But Buck has some rumors from the roads for you, including the ones he's already mentioned.
If anyone finds that equipment, tell me.
Right.
Yeah.
So one of his rumors is that orcs have been raiding Halfton because it is very close to some hidden fortress of theirs to the west in the mountains. And they've gotten bolder and bolder since the militia was essentially decimated by some terrible cataclysm there. And they've even started to test the defenses of Engwith. Because orcs live in the west of this continent.
So I'll pick something different.
I think it's even.
No, it's quite alright. Orcs can be anywhere.
Okay. So
They could even be different, like sub-races of orcs that you can't tell the difference between. Mr. Elf.
we'll do that. So
Mr. Elf.
it's like, oh my god, they're here too.
Yeah, orcs are everywhere.
Orcs are everywhere. We need to stop this orc thing. Victus, you hear that?
Yeah, I'm in the room.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure you know too. Nevertheless, I still need to go north, and I need a combat horse, light horse.
Stables that way. You can talk to my son, Chakravas.
You know, I really thought your last name was Meister.
No, it's not. It's Rumpus.
How much would you give me for Messi?
Half price, half selling price, as per the rules. Look at the signs. It says BR, carriages, caravans, cattle, half price.
You know what? I'll just.
You can also see it in the Kelly's Blue Book of horses.
Sir,
I'm gonna hand in. Yeah, okay.
I'd like to buy a cart.
We've got a fine selection of carts. Do you want like a proper like stagecoach? Because we have some very nice stagecoaches.
No, thank you.
No?
It is a fine offer, but
This one has white wall carriage wheels.
I need to be prepared to run into battle at any given moment.
Okay, yeah, you guys can buy carts.
I just want to buy not necessarily a workhorse, but something that can just hold a lot of material, I guess, in case I'm not riding it.
You could probably do with an oxen. If you don't want to buy
Well, no, I plan on riding it, but then at some points I'm just going to probably use it for storage.
So just like a normal horse then, like a light horse or
Workhorse, I guess. I don't know if that's...
There's light horses and there's heavy horses. And there's combat trained light horses and there's combat trained heavy horses. And then there's ponies and there's war ponies. Then there's cattle, which tend not to have war training.
Probably just take a heavy horse.
You should get a
I don't
war
need a
camel.
I
don't need
up,
a
I'm going to...
I started with a war yak, so...
Dr. Hippocampus comes up. Now, I wear a decent amount of armor. I point to all the stuff I have on me and weapons, so I'm kind of heavy. I need a heavy horse?
You look like a surgeon.
Do you need some surgeon skills?
No.
Do you have some boils you need, Lance?
Oh,
Some bones that need to be set?
Maybe you could check on my rumpus.
Bend over, I guess. I'll put my glove on.
In any case, you guys can buy horses, and I don't think you particularly need a heavy horse because of your weight.
Okay.
It would just be better.
Just
They'd
store
have
more
more
stuff on it eventually. Yeah.
So how much for a hireling, 2 horses, and a large, not cart, but wagon?
How many hirelings do you want? 2?
Just probably 1 for the 2 horses.
1 for the 2 horses? The hireling is 20 silver a day.
Yeah.
And I'll see who I've got on deck at the moment. They're unionized, so you can't take them out for longer than a year or so. And they're entitled to every Sunday free. They can have that off.
That's fair.
And then the carts are just listed price in the books. So that's what you're gonna spend.
Okay.
Alright, I'm going
How
to.
You're looking at me to give you a number, and I'm telling you.
He doesn't. Just look
do
it
the
up.
math.
Alright.
We're not bargaining. We're just paying listed price. Do it.
Yeah, he knows you. You're good friends with Buck Rumpus. His son Chuck Rumpus.
I'm going to make sure the cart feels nice on my horse. Like, it's not uncomfortable, there's nothing poking or prodding. Test it out.
Okay.
Walk around the...
She's like putting the saddles on herself. I don't think this will hurt me.
Okay, he's a guy.
I'm a guy.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
I apologize. I forget you're not more grim than now.
When are you guys thinking of heading out?
ASAP.
Yeah, sooner than later.
You're picking a bad time for it. I mean, the weather's fine, but
You told us this.
Alright, so a medium wagon is 75 gold pieces, a heavy wagon is 100. The medium wagon can take 4 people, the heavy wagon can take 8.
I mean, everyone's technically seems like they're riding their own horse almost here.
So who doesn't have a ride? Start with that. I'm aboard my horse. With
It's
a
been
cart.
like 5 years since we've all been having trouble. Everybody's been trouble now.
Almost.
It's almost been 4
We've
or
had
5
winter twice.
course.
This is the second winter.
No, this is spring.
This is we went for the first winter.
Okay, so we're coming into the next summer then.
Yeah. Which is when the last game started, was at the end of last summer.
Click on that. Doesn't tell you the cost.
So we're in a year.
Well, it's almost been half a year.
Because this is just the stat.
End of summer
Yeah,
into spring
Just
is
what it
what
is.
it was.
Yeah, so we're close to a year.
Or about half a year.
By the time we're done traveling.
It'll
Because it would be
done.
under animals. So for horse...
So, okay, back to the question. Who has a ride of their own?
Don't while they're talking.
Well, they're many
No.
over there.
I know, one thing at a time.
So it will be... If we're going to get 2 horses, unless one of you want to hook up one of your own horses to it, it's going to be 75 per horse. We're getting 2. And then it's going to be... The wagon will be... Who wants to be in a wagon? Because we can sleep in the wagon. We can live in the wagon.
Silver would like to take up 2 people's worth of space to set up
Okay.
a mobile forge.
That seems fair.
I'll ride my own horse, I'm fine.
Do you want to be in the wagon? It's protected from rain.
Alice isn't near you.
Anybody?
I would also like to take up 2 people's worth of space for an alchemist lab.
Okay. Then we're gonna want to get a heavy wagon.
Wagon is just
I can pay for the hireling. The hireling is going to be
20 silver a day.
yeah. Let me do the quick mental math.
So 20 times 30, which is a month, basically 600 or 6 gold pieces, I guess, right? And then times
600.
that by, is it 600?
600. 20 times 30, 600.
Multiply
So we
that by
have
6. so
about
we're looking at
9 bodies worth of
36,000.
people. that we
36,000
transfer.
divided by
10 plus the hireling.
3600.
36 gold pieces.
Yeah.
That will be the total cost to get there. So it's going to be twice that, 72
72.
to get back. Which I can cover
Easily.
to there. So I can cover the hireling. You will take care of the
Maybe you'll
horses.
make some gold on the way.
We'll probably make some.
You might make some gold on the way.
We will definitely make gold.
Just throwing that out there. I mean, I got 22,000 gold left after all this. I got to figure out what to buy.
Alice is going to buy one more thing in the spell shop.
Of course you are.
He's going to buy rope trick.
What?
William, right? Mm-hmm. What level is rope trick? 2. That is sort of like an interesting, it's an interdimensional space. I don't think he would have it.
He had some pretty potent 5th level spells.
He did, but I think he doesn't have rope trick.
Alright, Bill.
I could put an order in if you're willing to wait like maybe 5 days, 6 days.
No, I think we're going to be getting out soon. Yeah. I'll just go down the street. I know another guy.
No,
Yeah,
not down
sorry.
the street.
Yeah.
Okay.
Atlas teleports through the the door of beads rather than walking through it this time. And he heads down the road to another spell shop.
All right. You can't find rope trick in the lower city. I could be a real dick and say, but you remember seeing one of the a rope trick scroll laying on the desk of Starcraft?
Okay.
Sometimes you win some, sometimes you don't.
So I have a question for what's his face, Bart.
Oh, Buck.
Buck.
Buck Rumpus?
Yes, I would like, and it might cost me extra, a way to quickly unattach my cart so I can go
we
from
only need
standing
one heavy
still
horse.
to running into
only
battle
need one heavy
with
horse.
my charging horse. Without, like...
I would suggest that you buy something magic, because you can't have a saddle and a harness on a horse at the same time.
Oh, interesting. Where
Magic shop.
But that seems like a particularly custom item.
It is.
Uptown?
Silver.
Or
Silver.
just use your war horse as a war horse and buy one of my horses. It's like 75 gold.
75
Not a
gold.
big.
To have an extra horse?
Yeah, it's a light horse, but
It's always good to have extra horses, you know. Sometimes, like, there's orcs out there.
Would it be a light horse? For a cart?
I mean, I'd recommend one of these higher quality heavy horses, who I believe are a bit more expensive.
they're 200 gold pieces.
They're 200 gold pieces, but they are the highest quality.
Can they
That's the
charge?
Rumpus guarantee.
Oh, goodness.
As I'm walking by with my heavy horse, it's worth it.
Alright, so be it.
Okay. It comes with like a wax seal on it that says Buck Rumpus approved.
Sure, how
Yeah.
much?
200 gold pieces, you have another heavy horse.
Can you imagine if they
Who's paying for the wagon? I don't have the money for the wagon.
That's
I'm paying
right.
for the hire link.
Alright, so I have now
How
a
much is the
heavy
wagon?
horse.
should have been better with your money.
200 gold pieces?
Who's gonna be even?
No, sorry, 100 gold pieces.
Who's gonna be even in the wagon?
All
Well,
of us.
apparently 2 people are going to be working together on it.
All right. So
I'm going to be in the wagon. You can be in the wagon. Atlas is going to be in the wagon. And I'm going to be in the wagon. So there's
All
one
right.
additional space that we can put somebody in there.
fine.
Probably be Griff.
I'll help you out with the wagon.
All right.
I'll help a brother out.
Thank you.
200.
No, wagon? I think. How
No,
much is the
wagon's
wagon? The
100.
wagon's
Oh,
way
sorry,
more.
100. 100 wagon.
It's 100 gold.
Alright, so who doesn't
And you
have
should
a place?
probably buy some spare cart wheels. Because those
This
things,
guy's-
those things will sometimes break on like stones, especially if you're like fording a river or something like that. I know you're headed north, that's a long way, you don't want to get bogged down. I have an excellent deal on wagon wheels.
Don't they already come
What
with
about
the wagon?
cartwheels?
I'm gonna.
Yeah, it comes with
Hey.
4, but they can break.
Silver nose mending.
I want.
I know mending too.
Do you have
You're fine.
I didn't think about that.
one wheel for a cart?
Okay.
Just in case.
We know mending.
It's like
yeah.
5
I know, but you can't fix it if it's demolished or burned.
Buck
Who
is
says
very
it's gonna burn?
You can also
Fire
rewind time.
orcs.
fireballs.
Rewind time.
On a wagon wheel?
For a wagon.
Wagon wheel.
Alright, you guys set up your carts and wagons.
Yep.
You purchase some horses.
Cheese hunks, arrows.
You buy some cheese hunks and arrows for your appropriate prices.
Look it up
You
in the
should look that
book.
up. They're your most they're your favorite item to purchase.
I just know this off the top of your head now.
People just keep telling me.
I bring
what
my
it's
horse
supposed to
back to
You got
Tassos
it?
and start loading up my gear for the trip.
I make sure they're fed and watered and brushed and cleaned and have good hooves. Nothing.
Yeah. Clean out the
Yep,
stuff,
yep.
yeah.
I'm
I
starting
get a
good.
heavy combat horse.
Typing in
Good.
Pathfinder cheese into Google is people cheesing Pathfinder.
Pathfinder
Equipment.
foodstuffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheese, hunk of 1 silver piece. Cool.
be. So 20 would be.
Can be done.
Can I make a general announcement to the group? Which is,
piece for 20.
just so you guys know, I have a complete
Two gold, 2 silver.
camping kit, which means that I can provide like a tent for about 4 people. So 4 people don't need to worry about blankets, bedrolls, a tent, flint or steel, or mess kits. Just because, in case people were concerned about that.
Haddock has a tarp and 2 10-foot poles.
I have a cooking kit as well, so we don't need to worry about pots or pans or cooking utensils or seasoning.
I'm gonna stop at the magic shop as well, the scroll shop. And,
Scroll shop?
Yeah, and see if he has shrink items available.
Did you, Atlas, did you buy a shrink item from a scroll shop?
Did I buy a shrink item from a scroll shop?
I think you just knew it.
That was one of the spells that I learned from leveling up.
Because you did that like really early on.
Shrink item is a spell that I learned at 6th level.
That's 6th level. Oh, when you're
When I got
Yeah, I was like,
it was
it's
the,
not
it
a
was the
6th
first
level
it was
spell.
the first of 2 3rd level spells that I learned.
Okay. So you go to William's scroll shop and you intend to buy a shrink item scroll.
Yeah.
And he finds that he can't find that either.
That's okay. If he doesn't have it, that's fine. I just wanted to see if he had it.
I would like you to make a perception check.
Is the scroll shrunk?
That'd be funny.
Oh my god, that would be awesome though. 15.
15?
Unfortunately.
Okay. Actually, that was a really poor roll. So, you see a very large rat tail disappear behind some of the bookshelves and then scuttle out through the bead door. And William does not see it.
Should I do a knowledge arcana on that as it runs away?
You could. Probably nature would be more.
Well, if I'm thinking something, if someone transformed themselves, or if it's like a possibly some like a familiar would be.
Make like just straight up an intelligence check. Here you make those now.
Ooh.
37.
37?
Yeah.
You think you've seen this tale before.
Oh, no, just intelligence. I'm sorry. 21.
21?
I threw in the wrong thing. Sorry.
That's still good though.
Yeah.
You think you've seen this tale before. You think this tale belongs to a rat folk. A rat folk that is currently living at Taz's place with his librarian / drug dealer. I can't remember the name of the rat person's name.
Oh, fuck it.
It's the same name as one of our other NPCs. They have the same name.
Is it?
Yeah.
I can look back in the notes, but I feel like that's a bit tedious.
I follow it.
Okay. Make a perception check.
22.
22. You cannot follow him through the crowd. He's too quick.
Detect magic?
You check magic?
It's just a fucking rat.
I think it's got
Does
something.
that have a range of
else
60 feet?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a
It's
tiny
a column. Yeah, you can probably see that he's got a handful of scrolls.
Quickly, actually.
And he's gone down an alleyway.
I'm just going to keep following him. I can follow him with that.
Right? Well, you can tell that there's magic in a general direction. You can't, like, get, like, a bing, boop, like, mini-map dot of him. And
Well, it's enough for me to keep up with him, kind of a deal, because I know that he like took a left down an alley, so I'm going down.
Detect magic is like a cone, isn't it? Yeah. And we're in like a magical city.
we're in, like, a magical city.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, that's not necessarily
It's just like
true. Just we're in a magical city doesn't
so
mean
much
we're just...
magic.
sooner or later, you're going to run into interference, and
Okay.
at some point, he vanishes down a manhole, and there's
Oh,
nothing
like,
you can do at that point.
You know where he sleeps.
You do know where he sleeps.
I know, I was going to hope to catch it first, and then now I'm going to go back and pay him a visit, whatever his name is that none of us can remember apparently right now.
Right. Do you go back to Taz's place?
Yeah, I'm going to go confront him.
You're on your
I
way.
just don't know his name.
Everybody else has their setup for travel. Are you decided when you're going to leave? And is there anything else you want to do in the city before then? We know at least one thing that's going to happen in the city before.
Atlas is going to do one more thing.
Okay.
Oh boy.
He's going to buy some food.
All right.
He's going to buy a lot of food.
A lot of rations.
Same.
I thought that was
he's
common
going to shrink
knowledge.
the food.
He's doing exactly what I wanted to do.
It's like, what is that thing on Friends? Chandler's roommate. He's dehydrating the food.
Yeah. Wait, don't we have the ability to just make food?
Yes.
Are you buying fancy food?
I'll wait till the end.
Well, you can get rations. I mean, so you don't
Well,
have to go
silver
hunting
can-
or anything.
Yeah, but rations are pointless if we're just making food. Might as well get fancy food.
I think.
I think that's all Atlas does is everything fancy. To be honest,
Atlas doesn't buy rations. He buys the good shit.
I was gonna say I don't. picture him buying
It's
rations.
all booze for his flask. He doesn't
Let's
take
be
care
honest,
of
I don't think he
any
buys
other-
If you
anything of
drink
the
shunted
generic.
booze, is it still as alcoholic?
That's a good question.
So I have a question. Is anyone staying behind? Or / who is staying behind so I can assign someone to watch my people?
We can make.
Is anyone gonna listen to
can
Whiskers?
Taza hires some people to run the inn while she's gone.
That chick is rich.
Surprisingly so. But I mean, she already had people working at the.
I should have just convinced her to run
Oh,
the
we
strip
can leave
club.
Flavian.
At this point.
Will they fly
I
in?
go
in and kill
to
him.
one of the local guards who
Okay.
I know. I'm going to do a local check to see if I know any guards who work in this area.
Also, Zulu, did you want to do something?
Yeah, I was going to do it at the very end. I was just going to send a letter to the church of the Great Elven Court
Yeah.
and let them know that. I guess what I would say is our people in Father Mel are gearing up for war.
Okay, you send them that letter.
Okay.
Cool.
26.
26.
26 to find a local guard who I know.
All right, you've lived in the city your whole life, so you know a couple of the local guards. Some of them, one's a childhood friend, and you run into him. It's Chuck Rumpus.
Oh, check.
Chuck.
I didn't have time to come up with another name.
Chuck.
Yeah.
How's your dad doing? Actually, we just saw him.
Oh, that's good. I think he still thinks I work there.
Yeah, he did say that. That's kind of weird. Look, we're going out of town for quite a while. We just bought a caravan from your father, actually.
All right.
If you could do us a favor and keep an eye on Taz's place while we're out, you can stay there.
He doesn't know it by
Get
Taz.
free drinks.
That's the one that got set up about a month ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Cool. Why do you have an interest in it?
You live there?
Oh, all right.
Yeah, fair enough then. We're just going to make sure the place doesn't burn down when we're gone, you know what I mean?
Feed the head, you know.
Water the
Also,
plants.
there is a gelatinous cube in the back.
Don't go in the hole.
Don't go in the hole and keep it capped. Just make sure it's capped.
Okay, I'll put up like a sign.
Yeah.
Like, don't go in hole.
Don't go in hole.
Waste disposal only.
Mhm.
That sounds like...
Or just cover it with leaves.
We just want to make sure that, like, we're clear on this.
No problem, man. It's
I've
good seeing you.
got a permit.
You haven't aged a day.
Yeah.
'Cause he's
I got a couple more years on me.
All right, well, we'll do.
Yeah, catch you later.
I'd also like to find someone. I actually think it would be.
No, you wanted... Oh, yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Who did you want to find?
Oh, I want to find a nurse / like man nurse as well to take care of my people.
A man nurse.
You want not a normal
Someone who can hold
man
them down,
nurse.
as well as like a caretaker.
You find one. His name is Mofo Fosho.
Oh! Okay.
And he will act as a bruiser / eye to keep an eye on the paladins you're leaving behind. And he starts teaching them some like monkish breathing techniques.
Oh,
and things.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Is there anything I can do to like reward him for doing this for me?
He says that he has taken on the ascetic lifestyle of a monk and requires no reward.
Oh,
He then
mofo.
flashes you his brilliant gold and diamond encrusted
Fists.
fists that say Mofo Fosho, and then goes to start
He's just
talking
a
to the
Awesome.
coach now.
Yeah.
He's become a
He's a
life coach.
he's a practitioner. Cognitive.
Have you ever considered going vegan?
I will beat them.
All right, and you
I just went to
Your
go
bad
see
feelings.
Ratman, and I
wanted to
don't
check
know his
on
name.
Ratman.
I want to. I'm probably gonna end up in the same spot then. I just want to see how much Morose has gotten done, and
All right.
if he has.
When the two
What
of
are you doing here?
When the two of you arrive at Morose's room, it is empty, and Morose is nowhere to be seen. Dun dun dun!
Perception check in
Perception
his room.
check, natural 20.
Not a 19. Doctor?
There is a loose floorboard just underneath the bed, and other than that, it seems like everything has been scraped clean of whatever he had kept there.
So this floor guy.
Alright, I'll check the floorboard.
Alright, you open up the floorboard, and there seems to be dust that has been disturbed, as if something was kept here, but it is no longer there.
Is anything of Morgrim's touched?
Everything's gone.
Did Morgrim actually have shit in here?
I don't know.
Anything that wasn't particularly valuable of hers, which was probably kind of a lot,
I think he skipped town on us.
remains.
Perps.
But
Tarot cards.
anything that he thought was valuable, he took away.
Wasn't.
So I'll check your sheet later and remove the necessary things.
All of it
Well,
within the
would
bag holding on
Morgrim's
your dead
stuff be
body.
in the bag
I
that she's in?
Maybe, probably. I don't know. But he's taken all of his stuff, at the very least.
Seems to have fled.
I may.
There might be a ton of flyers that was in there.
I take out my glasses.
Ah.
Special glasses that let me see.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
What he was doing.
Nice. Okay, so you see, you put on the rose
Those
tinted
really
glasses.
ugly looking glasses.
you Ozzy Osbourne it.
Yeah.
And you witness the past few minutes, hours, I don't know. In any case, he seems to have left very recently because he is there when you make this vision appear. Morose has a bundle of stuff. He packed his bags and seems to be waiting when the little rat guy appears and hands him a scroll. He hurriedly copies it down into his book and then shrinks the bags, pocketing them. Then he takes the other 2 scrolls, stuffs them hurriedly into his pocket, and the 2 of them, he opens the window and he casts Airwalk on the 2 of them, and they just walk off into the sky.
Did I see what he pulled out of the
To the
floorboard?
sky?
No, the floorboard was already open. Yeah, he just sort of walks out into the air.
Oh, here, what?
Did I see him forget anything by chance?
Nope, he seemed to have been very thorough. This is a man who does not forget things easily.
He was a librarian.
Also,
So
wizard.
And also memorizes every book he reads, apparently.
Yeah, I took the glasses off. Yeah, I don't think he's coming back, dude.
I'll find his brother, and I'll bring him back.
Good. Close my glasses, put my glasses back in my bag. Alright, we should finish packing and get out of here.
I get ready. Yeah,
It is now early afternoon. You guys are served a quick lunch by Taza before you guys are ready to depart.
Atlas, did you get all your fancy dancy food?
Yeah, I got all my fancy food.
Fancy feast?
Eating good tonight.
Alright, so you guys just head out?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's that time.
Well, you have walked this path once before in awfully different circumstances. There's a distinct lack of bleeding hobgoblin on this trip. And because you are leaving the city, the security check that you blew through last time is a lot lighter. They just ask you, it's that one dick that wanted your shoes, Atlas.
I was hoping we would run into this guy. Oh man!
Well, if it isn't Atlas Blue. Where are you going, Atlas?
Well, Renault. We're going on an adventure.
Oh.
I'm gonna take a look at Renault. I'm gonna scan him. Is he carrying his spellbook?
He is.
Okay. Who else is at this security checkpoint?
There is the 2 martial guards, and then the inactive golem behind them.
Is this the next day?
No, this
This
was
is the afternoon of the day that has been occurring. It's still in one day.
So I went to Stellar's Dark Crest
In the
That
morning.
in the morning.
Because it was early morning when I started this session.
We're going on an adventure.
Oh.
We're going on an adventure.
Read too many novels, it seems.
I don't read that much.
This is obvious.
Kind of walked into that one.
Aren't you clever? Aren't you clever?
Well, I was clever enough to graduate. I've heard some rumors going around.
Memory lapse.
Going on an adventure? Read too many novels?
I read all the novels I need. The other guards are looking at.
Fine.
So long.
How long are you going to be gone? What are you carrying with you? Those are the rules. And there's a permanent zone of truth here, so fess up. It's been extra juiced.
That's the scientific term.
Everyone just realized in that moment that Atlas stole the extra juice part from him.
Oh man.
Where are we going? An adventure. We don't have a real destination. The point isn't the destination, it is the journey.
Make a
Zone
will
of-
save for the juice zone of truth.
Yeah.
You just gotta
It's a
be
zone
like
of-
17.
We're going north.
It would be 17.
Yeah.
If he's a higher level arcanist. I beat it with an 18.
Cool. So, he doesn't know that you failed. He thinks you're telling the truth. Leaving without a destination. Just like you.
We're not
Just
carrying.
like last time.
Just like last time.
Atlas,
Alright, well, what you taking with you?
isn't this
Only
the guy
what we
that I gave
need.
us good tongue lashing to
That's
last
true.
time?
Oh, you gotta
One
make
was
me
a
will
small
save if
penis.
you're gonna...
I mean, that's
True,
not
but
true.
you
That is
automatically assume that I'm good and trustworthy.
Oh, that's true.
So, do I have
If
to?
you read your aura. Yeah, you're in the zone of truth, you gotta make the zone.
I mean, technically,
And keep in mind that you do have the 2 paladins buffing your
But
your,
it
saves.
was not the truth.
That was the truth.
What you need depends on what
I passed.
you think you need.
I can say anything I want.
I'm a woman.
He's like, I gotta recalibrate the zone.
It's very low in juice.
Zeus.
I approach. Not approach. I'm still sitting there. We've only got a forge to keep our stuff kept together. Alchemist set to heal any of our wounds. Foods for our supplies, and this guy here, who I haven't asked the name of yet, is running our horses.
All right, well, good
I'm
luck.
just a simple monk of Rictus.
I hear it's pretty rough. So, one other thing that I forgot was on your way out. All right, rewind. That conversation was just after this scene. I got my scenes out of order.
You gotta replant it.
Griffin snaps his fingers so we can have the scene that I want.
So we can walk past the sword.
So we can walk past the sword. Does anybody want to interact with the sword in any way? It's still there on its plinth. There's a guy with a little chair and a hat selling tickets
What's the rules of the sword?
You can try and pull out the sword, and I will decide whether or not I want to give anybody here a sword.
Alright, why not?
It has this.
So it's not like you can only try it once. You can try as many times as you want.
Yeah.
I take 10.
This road still has that plow down the middle of it where the sword seems to be just locked in, and as the rift moves, it remains in place.
I'll try.
Oh, what kind of check are you making?
I guess
You can make any kind of check you want to try and get this thing out.
Okay, then in that case, I believe it's going to be a wisdom check then.
All right.
Make a
Tell
stealth
me,
check.
tell me how you're using wisdom to remove a sword from stone.
I am looking at it closely to see if there's any weak points. If maybe it looks like it's supposed to be pulled straight out, but instead it's supposed to be pulled at an angle. I am looking at. Is that the? Ooh, no, actually, dexterity check.
Okay, so you're gonna try and just like finagle this thing out real gently.
Finagle that thing out. So
Okay.
that is a 19.
19. You do not succeed in pulling out the stone.
Can I-
And the guy with the hat says, "That'll be a gold piece."
You don't actually have to pay him.
I'm gonna.
You actually have to pay me. This is my sword.
It's not his.
A guard comes by and kicks him out of the place. He's immediately replaced by somebody else. It's 2 gold pieces.
I'm gonna make a knowledge arcana check to see what type of spell I guess was used to put this in.
Sure, you can give it a shot.
26.
This was not put in place by a spell.
Alright, then I'm just gonna use strength, I guess, to try to pull this out.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm gonna use my intelligence, actually try to figure out the best way to approach pulling this sword out.
All right.
17 now.
You would imagine leverage would help.
Yep. Next time I'll use strength. The right leverage, you can do it.
I can tell you guys that I've tried this hundreds of times while I've lived in this
Alright.
city. The sword doesn't move.
I'm going to step up to the sword, and I'm
It's
going
been
to
moved once, just a little.
cast Foretell
That is-
Failure.
Apocryphal.
So Foretell Failure.
So, as
It does.
you cast Foretell Failure and you step up to this sword, you feel a slight buzzing in your teeth.
Cavity. Okay.
All right.
Do you know what Foretell Failure does?
Tell me what Foretell Failure does.
You cast a spell immediately before you would take an action that requires a d20 roll, such as a skill check, attack roll, or ability check. The action must be something you can complete in a single round. And then this spell magically informs you whether the action will succeed if you roll a 10 or better on the d20 involved. If the action would be successful in those circumstances, you must take the action. If the action would be not successful, you can take a different action. So what I'm gauging here is
If you can roll it.
if I can at all do this.
Okay. You feel a pleasant buzzing in your teeth, but it is pleasant but not friendly. We'll say,
So the spell is telling me that I can do it over a 10.
perhaps.
Well, it's specific, because
Yes,
if it's yes,
perhaps.
I have to do it.
Why don't you try?
Alright,
Okay. Roll
so I guess this is a strength check.
if you'd like.
I don't think it can be anything else. I'm gonna re-roll.
Reroll.
Use the ball. Jesus. 11. Then 11.
Yeah, that was 11. Now it's a 3.
That was me.
And you're just trying to brute strength this, right?
I guess.
So your fingers close around the sword, and you pull, and it's not coming out. And your teeth are buzzing harder now.
What if I put some more magic? So,
As Griff's pulling, I had an idea. Something pops in my head. This whole time, everyone's just been working alone. Why aren't we just trying to do this together?
well, you can help me if you want.
So, I'm going to use... and on top of that, everyone who has attempted to pull this from this stone has only ever just tried to pull it. I take my black...
Raven, actually, as you go to reach for him, says, this is a bad idea.
Don't do it?
He should let it go.
Help me pull this stupid sword out. I can't even use swords. I'll give it to you.
Raven.
That would be even worse.
I put Raven back. We gotta leave.
Can we,
I tell Griff, Raven says we shouldn't touch the sword.
Well, I say we should pull it out.
Can I
Cool.
get...
I want to
Listen.
try something. I walk up to the sword and I pull out my little guy. And I put it up next to him and goes, look tasty? No, you can't do that.
Oh, come on. No, I'm shaking your head. That was
The
brilliant.
little glob looks at the sword. The little glob looks at you. It makes itself into a dagger. It makes itself back into a glob. Tries to gesture at itself as a dagger. It doesn't quite work because it can't do it at the same time.
Yeah, what if you were like a big dagger?
He
I
points
want
to
to
his
see
stomach.
this happen.
Am I going to have to put more things into you before you could even try?
Probably.
Alright. I put them away.
I detect
Alright, put them
evil
on my
the sword.
shoulder.
On the sword?
Yeah.
Alright, that only detects if something's evil, not if it has other elements,
Pulling
right?
it still. I'm still up there. Just going.
Yes?
can we just...
The sword isn't evil, is what you figure out.
Anybody else wants to help?
You just want to tie a rope around it and tie a rope to the horn of the saddle and just walk away with the horse?
We can try that. I
Raven,
don't
what
think
is
it's gonna
this
work.
sword?
Especially a heavy horse?
It's trouble.
It's gonna get
I
pulled.
do a knowledge...
Raven, been very unhelpful today.
I'm going to do a knowledge religion check.
We never just talk.
We talk.
You just carry me around all the time. You never do what you're supposed to. You're more interested in this weird strip club thing than finding a king.
I've been a little off my task lately.
But this sword does not make kings.
I'm going to do a knowledge religion check.
Okay.
See if this was put in place possibly by a knight or someone of religious background. 18.
Alright, so that's pretty good, and it's fairly easy to know some legends and lores about this thing. Almost all religions have, or at least in Portanova, have some minor myth involving this sword. No one can particularly agree upon its origin, but all agree that it was here before the city was.
I put my hand on the sword.
You feel like you're chewing on tinfoil.
Help me pull.
I put my hand on the sword too.
Okay,
Was it?
your hand's on the sword.
You're not pulling. You're just.
Raven, what happens to the person who wields that sword?
They,
Can we make a combined?
He knows the sword. I know that. Raven.
I say that if you want, just continue on your path.
Raven, don't make me compel
We must
you.
not linger here.
Don't make me compel you, Raven. You tell me.
Don't make me compel you.
Don't make me do this right now.
Do you want to have this conversation right now? In front of everyone.
I'm gonna compel him, right? You just see me. Actually, no, because
He's gonna try and take over your body.
This is between our minds, so we're just staring at each other like.
Are you doing okay, Volley?
Actually, no, you do roll. I gotta look at it.
How does
Well,
his
technically,
try to
no. So if he tries to take me over, I have to beat his ego level, which,
Okay.
unfortunately for him, is not very high.
Atlas is like sitting down like he's in an invisible chair. Just like sitting there, like he's got one leg up, like like he used to come down here, and this is like watching TV. Right?
Have you tried picking it up, Atlas?
8 plus 6 is 14.
Not
His ego
in
level
like
is
100
12.
years.
Okay.
Now I compel him to tell me.
Okay.
What happens to the person who wields it? As I'm watching these two try to pull it.
I will admit I do not know.
They hold the sword.
What's the sword's
One
name?
would assume they would hold a sword of terrible power that can only bring ruin.
Let go of the sword!
Pull it.
Are the two of you trying to pull together?
Lift with your legs.
Yeah, you want to pull together?
And nobody's using any spells of any kind, right?
Volley, Why are you saying that?
Well,
Raven says don't touch it. I believe him.
I was going to light it on fire.
Oh, good God.
Maybe, loosen it up a little
Oh,
bit.
my God.
What if you push down instead of pulling up for a second?
Okay, I push down real quick and see what happens.
That's a eventuality I didn't realize.
It becomes harder to pull.
Make a strength check.
Yeah.
It was a child lock the whole time. Damn it!
It's a common iron sword.
That's 9.
A 9?
You can try too. You're
Right, it's as difficult to push in as it is to pull out.
Okay.
I'm observing quietly.
Help me pull it.
Leave the sword, Griff.
Griff, let me tell you a story. I was here 50 years ago when they tried doing this. They got like 18 oxen. Tied a massive chain around
Well, you're already lying. I cast Sun Metal on it. It lights on
You don't know
fire.
that.
I pull it again with... Damn!
All right,
Reroll.
the thing is in flames.
Yeah.
But it's still not lit.
You can touch it. It's fine.
Tell me before you do that.
It's fine. Help me pull.
Raven, will that sword hurt us if I just let Griff have it?
from your foretell failure that there's a way to do this.
Yeah, I know. It's possible. I know it's possible to pull it out.
Couldn't you just take 10 at this point and just eventually get it in my mind?
There's a particular thing that I'm waiting for.
I know.
If
That's
we-
why
if
I'm
we
waiting
want to do this
quietly.
at all.
Dex check? Just to be like,
Oh, what check?
Dex?
Dex check? Sure, you can try a dex check.
I don't know how that would be different, or how it would matter.
Well, he tried a dex check early and failed, so who knows?
I'm gonna try.
Gosh, if only I was paying more attention when you told me how this was supposed to go.
I'm gonna put both hands on the sword.
Try con check.
Okay,
That
go
would
both
mean
hands
you
on the
eat
sword.
Well, hang on.
And-
Foretell failure tells specifically on a check. So, specifically on a strength check, I could do it if it's above.
Okay, then it would tell you that you're going to fail.
Oh,
Simply yanking on this thing is not enough. There's something you got to do.
okay.
I put my hands on the sword,
Okay.
and I put some thought into it that maybe you don't only have to use strength. And I think to my god Psyche,
Okay.
and
Yeah, time.
I
Spell.
sort of offer a little prayer to him to see if he'll give me divine.
Roll me a D100.
Lord.
Whose phone is that?
Shows. It's the vibration of Griff's teeth.
40.
Okay, that's a D10. I'll give
Now
you
you get
another one for the ones place.
7.
47. Okay, you don't pull it out.
So I gotta roll.
And your prayer is not answered either.
Well, I was just offering a prayer to him that I was gonna do a charisma check.
Yeah, I just
You
put
can
the
make it
sword
work.
down.
Does the sword have any engravings on it that I can see?
Make a perception check.
Reroll.
Yeah. But I could look again.
Alright, so there seems to be some strange archaic script in a language that you don't recognize.
Oh, you know what? Here's a challenge. I'm going to go cast Comprehend Language.
Okay.
What does the script say?
Well, is it in a language I might know?
When you cast Comprehend Language and you look at this script, it is intelligible. It's as if the letters are always upside down.
I'm going to try to use
Stand on your head.
linguistics to try to understand what the script might mean by deciphering the code.
You got it now.
Alright, make me a check. You fail.
It was a
It says,
29.
Whomsoever takes up this blade shall wield power eternal. No, hang on, that's Warcraft. It's not
Guys,
Warcraft.
put the sword down. It's bad juju.
Chaos always rises.
Chaos always rises. Yeah, so
I'm gonna make a diplomacy
Come
check
on,
with the
this.
sword. You just come on,
do it.
come on.
Griff, thousands of people have tried lifting this sword. It's been a part of this city for millennia. I don't even know if this city not
26.
having this sword.
26.
Come on, come on.
The sword doesn't respond.
Alice gets up. And he takes out his spellbook.
Okay.
He spends an arcana.
Okay.
And he prepares Identify.
Okay.
Then he casts Identify on the sword.
Holy!
That was a really heavy dice roll.
Holy cow! The sword didn't like it.
3.
That is a 3 plus 31, which is a 34.
Okay. This sword is so incredibly magical that you are stunned for 4 rounds.
I'm not detecting magic.
I know. You're identifying this thing.
Okay.
The magical.
So Atlas closes his book. Okay, I got this. Oh! Blast back.
We should just go.
No.
Yes.
No.
We're gonna spend like 2 days here
That's
trying to
right.
pull a sword
That's
that's
right.
never been pulled.
I take out my foldable chair and I sit next to Atlas and wait for him to wake up.
I'm leaving.
I levitate above the sword and start pulling it upside down.
I walk up to the higher limb. One, what is your name?
Oh, my name is
We owe
Jason.
this guy money.
Jason? Alright, I'm gonna be paying you.
That's good to know.
And 2, let's get going.
Yes, we should probably leave. I'd like to take a drive.
We'll probably get harassed at the gate, so we should go there.
Right,
Pre-metaphor.
there's something else I was going to say. Oh, after the 4 rounds of being stunned are done, you realize that this is the Sword of Masters.
Do I know its properties?
No.
The sword of what?
The Sword of Masters. But don't go looking at the Sword of Masters because that is an actual magic item.
In Pathfinder?
In Pathfinder.
No.
That's it has better stats than that. It's better stats than the actual Sword of Masters. You can look that up, but it's got better stats than that.
Thing's ego level.
Wait, it's a master sword. We gotta get more hard.
He's reading it backwards. He's like, it's a master sword.
We have to go get the 3 pendants.
Maybe. Maybe not. I can see the wheels in Griff's head turning. He knows that there's a way to do this.
There is a way to do that. There's gotta be.
Raven, who's stronger, you or him?
I've tried charisma.
Who?
I've tried
The
strength.
The sword's not him.
What is it?
It's an implement of death, as all swords are. Now, before we wish it to become ours, we should leave.
Can I make a
I've been
spellcraft
telling him,
check?
he doesn't listen.
What?
I'm gonna make a spellcraft check on
Make a
this one.
spellcraft check.
Lord, your rolls.
Fuck me.
What is that?
5.
13.
You're concentrating on this sword, trying to figure out its magical properties and how you could possibly get it out of this thing. And you keep on thinking about your teeth. Buzzing.
I bite the blade and I pull it over.
The buzzing stops as your teeth meet it, but it doesn't pull out.
When he doesn't get stunned?
He's not identifying
He's not
it.
casting
He's
a spell.
loving it.
Identify doesn't count. It's not.
He knows.
So because
Roll 0!
Douche.
because this is taking so long, I'm going to be calming down the crowd from like overtaking Griff, so that he can.
It's our turn! Come on!
So that he has time to do this.
I have all the time in the world.
I could enthrall
You
him.
have all the time in the world.
How much? I'm giving him more time.
Can I make a...
Not metagaming.
I'm aware that the teeth thing is magical.
Maybe.
Can I make a spellcraft check on...
On your teeth?
Yeah.
My teeth.
Make a spellcraft check on you. Make an arcana check on your teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't do Arcana. I don't know.
Oh, alright.
Can you? Is there a thing?
Maybe.
There's
Knowledge
a knowledge
Arcana.
Arcana. I don't know that.
Alright, make a spellcraft on your teeth.
Atlas, make a knowledge...
He's done. He's just like
a dentist check.
Okay.
And you might die.
Don't roll low. I can re-roll though.
Very good. Get a new die.
3
plus
plus
21.
I don't know, sympathetic vibrations or something?
It's not magic.
What, his teeth?
Yeah.
No, but sympathetic vibrations or something like that.
No.
Is what
Well,
you-
Atlas is going to step up to the sword. He's come up with an idea.
Okay.
He's going to use his vast knowledge
Alright.
to
Let's see it.
So this is going to just be like an intelligence check. Hand me my dice again.
Are you sure you want that one?
Yeah. This isn't going to roll a 3
It's gonna
third
roll
time in a
3.
row.
It's absolutely going to be 3.
Oh my god.
Nice.
That's 18 plus 8, which is 26.
Okay. For what?
An intelligence, raw intelligence check.
To pull it out or to like figure out a way to pull it out?
To figure out its mystery.
Like with all the clues you've been getting.
Yeah.
So, in addition to knowing that this is the Sword of Masters, it is also sometimes referred to as the Sword of Eons. It has been here for since before the city has been built, and many theologians and arcanists have suspected that this thing has been here since the beginning of time itself.
What did you?
And you imagine that a time-inclined individual would be vibrating.
What if I
time stuff?
What if I grab it and then teleport into the air?
You could give that a
With
shot.
my time teleport, like pulling it out of the rock through time.
All right, give it a shot.
Well, it just happens. It's supernatural.
Okay.
I'd point
So
out that
you-
the
you-
Master Sword, if it enters a demi-plane of no time, explodes.
Don't worry about it. Take this.
Be real careful. All right. So you grab this thing and you try and teleport through time, right? When you grab this thing and you activate your ability to teleport through time, the world goes grayscale, and you don't move, and everybody else doesn't move.
Okay. Does the sword still look normal?
The sword and you are still in color.
Can I see if I can move it?
You can see if you can move it.
Is it a strength check?
You pull the sword out, but the sword stays behind. I'll let you wrap your head around that.
I'm
for a
holding the
moment.
sword, but
You're
the
holding the
sword's
sword, but the sword's still behind.
Okay. I don't know what check to make. I
Knowledge
understand what's
planes.
happening, but I,
The, the universe seems to be still.
I do know knowledge planes.
Hey!
16.
You have the overwhelming sensation that you're fucked.
With my other hand, can I try to touch the sword that's still
You
there?
pass right through it.
Oh, boy.
Well, because it stopped. Oh.
What can you do to stop time?
What? Well, I pulled the sword out. So, does it feel real?
It feels real in your hand.
It's a real sword. So, that's like the time after effect. After image. Per se. Can I start fucking with people?
Sure. What would you like to do?
I got this awesome sword. I'm gonna fuck with some people.
Well, I am going to look at the sword again and see, like, if I'm holding it. Like, I can see the whole thing now, right?
You can now read the runes upon it.
Yes. That's what
Okay.
I'm looking at.
The runes say, "This is the first sword. This shall be the last sword."
That's it.
Nope, it says a little more. Flip it on the other side. On the other side, it says something else.
Okay, let's look.
This is the last sword. This will be the first.
This is the first sword, and this will be the last sword.
Who the master and who is the tool?
Nah.
Not this crap again.
Okay, that's a
We
reference.
should have listened to that
Perhaps.
song.
I have to deal with this every day with
Okay.
my sword.
Do you look at the runes on the other side again?
Mhm.
They've changed.
Oh boy. Time is a wonderful thing.
I said, who's the master? Who's the tool?
Who's the master? Who's the tool?
You may well serve, but you shall not rule.
Mm.
And one more time on the other side of the blade, I am the Nova Sword.
Cuckoo, cuckoo.
And that's it.
That's it. That's it. Starts over.
So it's like repeating every time you look
Yeah.
at it. Okay.
Pretty cool. Good for you.
All right.
Can
Are
I
you
give
gonna
that?
do anything? No.
Time is still stopped.
Time is still stopped.
Do we want to reiterate where everyone is?
Yeah, what am I looking at right now?
So we've got two guys in chairs a little ways away. You were trying to help him pull it out. The hippocampus.
So I'm probably just like a couple steps.
I was keeping the crowd back.
Yeah, he was keeping the crowd back.
Me and
Wally
Raven
was,
are
he was
arguing.
arguing with this, that, and then Victus is exasperatedly talking to the hireling near the caravan, on which sits Silver. We'll find out if Sylvia's coming with once I talk to Josh and Taza.
Do I have
chairs?
And then there's a crowd around of
Do I-
angry people waiting for their turn in line.
Do I have a... I know exactly what I'm going to do, a little bit. Do I have a idea about how much time I have? Like, am I like, oh, shit's going to snap back in a second, or am I...
Everything you have, no, it seems as if time is completely stopped.
Right.
And everything is in grayscale except for you and the sword.
Am I able to manipulate... So I'm going to walk over to Zul's chair and try to pull it away from him.
Okay, as you take one step down from this plinth, color rushes back into the world,
I was gonna
and
help
time
him.
resumes once
Okay.
again. The sword remains in its stone, but it's also in your hands.
I told you couldn't pull it. Wait a minute.
And the man there in his chair with the hat is like, holy shit, you... Oh, it's a replica. That's a good replica, though. Sometimes... It's okay, folks. He's just got a replica. A lot of jokesters try and convince people that they've pulled it.
This is the real thing. Real thing.
Yep. Tell that to your girl tonight, buddy.
I look
And
at
lap it up.
I look at Raven. Why is there 2 swords?
What are you talking about?
Do you not just see the 2 swords?
I see the one sword.
Where?
There. In its stone, as it should be.
What's that in his hands?
There's nothing in his hands.
It's only a replica.
It's only a model.
It's only a model.
Alright, hey Griff, you got the sword! Let's get out of here!
The old one, is it still there?
It's still there. It's physical. And you can't pull it out.
Can Alice, do you see this?
Does Atlas seem holding something?
Yeah, he's holding what appears to be a finely crafted replica of the sword.
Okay, Atlas will identify the sword.
He's not holding anything.
No.
It's not there.
Time stuff.
Time to go.
Time chicanery! Alright, then you go and you talk to the asshole at the gate, and you guys can head out.
Yay!
Have you tried stabbing something with this? Not a person. No.
Havik's like, hang on, what?
Hey, Griff, guy.
No, try stabbing like a tree or a rock.
I poked the rock that the sword is in.
The rock, the sword's in, it clangs off of the rock.
Yeah, it's real.
Hey, Griff, can I try to hold it for a second?
I'm scared to let it go.
Why?
He's gonna hold it for
I can be a real dick!
I let him hold it.
When you go to hand it to, like, you can let go of it, you can change hands with it, and you can place it on the ground, but he can't pick it up, and he can't seem to grasp it. His head
That's
just slides
interesting.
away from its hilt.
You put butter on this thing or something?
When he hands it to Dr. Hippocampus, does it like just fall right through his hand?
No, it's as if he forgets how to hold an item when he tries to pick it up.
Okay.
Thor's mighty
I'm gonna
hands.
pick. Can I pick it? Am I able to pick
Yeah,
it?
you can manipulate this thing just fine.
All right. If I do a little time skip, just a little one, does it just happen like
No, it happens as normal.
Okay.
I like to say that Dr. Hippocampus kind of gets, whoa, when I feel like my hand stops working. So I need those hands for surgery.
Better not touch
Oh, it's only temporary.
Yeah, it's like prickles and needles. It's all fuzzy, like you bumped in a funny
Do
bone.
I know if this sword is available for use in combat?
You don't know how to wield swords, so you gotta learn
I
how.
was on training with long swords.
All right, well, begin. You'll practice a bit more. This is a long sword.
Wait, I want to try something.
Okay.
Pull out my little guy.
It makes a little mouth that licks its lips.
I asked Atlas if he's ever heard of something called the Nova Sword.
Make a history check.
I'm gonna let people get
Actually,
back
I have
to
knowledge
trying to pull
history,
it
too.
out.
Yeah, just do it.
Well, we're now on the road walking.
Yeah, keep this one.
That one usually rolls poorly.
Give it back.
All right. You recall one night when you were in the what do you call it, Wizard Academy place there.
Yep.
Sneaking out at night. Well, technically you snuck out to do a panty raid, but it was a spectacular failure, and you ended up hiding in the library. And trying to escape being accosted by the by campus security.
80 paladins.
80 paladins. You took a turn amongst the stacks of books in the library, and ended up in a place that you did not recognize and were never able to find again. And you found one book there that you lightly skimmed through as you waited out the night, that made reference to the Nova Sword. The Nova Sword is said to be a sword design that was created before by whatever was before the gods, and it was created for one purpose. That purpose is as of yet unknown.
To kill God.
I've heard of it. in one weird book that I found in one weird portion of the library in one weird night where I wasn't doing anything weird. Now.
in the Mage's College?
Yeah, like 100 years ago.
Okay. I gotta go up there anyway, so.
We're about to leave.
I know.
We've already left.
Yeah, we're
Like when we get back.
Right.
Alright, what does it say?
Well, it said that it was made for a purpose that no one knows what the purpose is.
But it was made before the gods.
Before the gods?
Before the gods.
Before?
Before.
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 Time.
Someone
Hey,
made it. Someone made it before the gods. Perhaps it's a offering, or perhaps it's a tribute. Perhaps it's a welcoming gift.
It's a source of power.
As I'm like walking by on my horse, it's death.
Do you know what came before the gods? Do I know what came before the gods? Knowledge of religion.
I mean, aren't you a religious person? Don't you just believe in you?
Damn, I'm rolling solo.
It is said that the first records were made by the gods, and thus there is no records before them.
I'd like to point out that Zach and Joe always make fun of me for missing and throwing things everywhere.
Yeah, we missed out.
I know, we got it
every
over
single
here.
time today.
I am just whipping it.
I'm going to
We're fully
long-range
aware that
roll.
there's a lot of hypocrisy around this table.
Does my knowledge of 36 identify which god the sword was presented to?
The sword was not presented to the gods.
It was made
It
before.
remained in its flint and its stone in that location.
So it was there.
It was made before
Before.
gods.
Jesus
existed.
Good God!
Before
Someone
gods
was
I
so
didn't understand that. I
smart.
thought it was made before them, like
No.
in front of them.
No, like
No, before gods
in
existed.
time.
Okay.
It's like there's time bullshit going on.
No, I didn't understand that.
Nobody understands it.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Alright,
and
let's
you
use
know-
the spell mount. Just
Yeah.
FYI.
I imagine that you would. That seems like something that doesn't need to be said. Alright, it's 3 days to the nearest town in the direction that you guys are headed, which is Longwith.
What is everybody doing? Like, I'm riding my horse.
I have my horse and have a donkey right behind me.
I don't know.
I have a horse and then a horse with a cart. And my horse is the war horse and it's got like armor and it's pretty and
I'm on the wagon.
it's great.
Okay, so that's one wagon. I know Silver's on the wagon, but he's taking up 2 spots for his workstation. You're
My thing is on where I'm taking up 2 spots.
So that's 5 out of the 8 spots so far. I don't know what Atlas was doing.
Atlas has his own horse.
You got your own? Okay.
I have a horse as well.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because we never actually finished saying how many horses and how many spots
Spots
we
on the
had.
wagon.
That's annoying.
So
Atlas
that's
stops
6.
at the scroll shop that was in Angwith.
You haven't reached Angwith yet.
Not there yet.
Oh, you just said.
It's 3 days.
Calm down.
We're going north.
Griff,
Angwith
where are
is
you? Are you on a
west.
horse?
Well, you're
You just said we stopped out of town.
the nearest town
It's 3 days away.
Longwith, 3 days away.
Didn't you just say that's where we were?
That's
no,
where you're
that's where
headed.
you're headed.
Oh.
Don't you need animal handling to ride a horse, or can you just ride a horse?
You can just ride a horse.
You can just ride a horse.
Trained.
But if you're doing things like trying to ride a untrained horse in combat, or trying to ride a trained horse in combat, or trying to get him to jump something,
Is there
you gotta
horse
make a
for
ride
me?
check. And if you don't have a ride check,
Is there a
then-
horse for me?
You never bought a horse, so you're probably on the cart.
Alright. There's no extra horse.
No, that's 7 now. Spots are taken, so there's still 1 spot left, which is.
My legs.
Well, wait. Does your dude that?
He's in the front.
He's the.
Yeah.
Okay.
The driver.
I hook up my horse to the back of the wagon so I can continue my experiments with the cure for the
Great caramel.
So you're
syringes.
in there with your alchemy.
I'm alchemizing. Silver's behind me whacking stuff.
Anyone who was
right towards the back, that way there, if there's ever an attack, it's not me.
I ride
anyone
towards the
who
front.
was around the first time we met, have any flashbacks of the caravan ride?
I yell out to Zool. Zool, they usually take the guy out in the back first.
You do.
Not all the way in the back. I'm not the last one. I'm like the second to last one.
Is Havoc with us?
Who's
Yeah,
behind you?
he's in the
I don't know.
So that's
Who
it.
is it?
I suppose he'd probably have bought a horse.
Well, wouldn't
I
it
could
be
subtract his roll
the
for that.
cart with the horses in the rear?
No.
Like, will you be in the middle?
The cart would probably be in the middle and the horse in the front, horse in the back.
I'm just riding probably next to the cart.
Or, yeah, I mean, it's just a carriage.
Marching order is important.
Yeah. So I would assume I'm probably riding
Havoc would
next.
probably take point. He seems to be that kind
Well,
of
who
person.
has
There's
the
still
best?
conversation that can happen.
Yeah,
I'm gonna request from him to
People
train
can move up and or
during
Yeah.
the 6 months that we're going when we stop and whatnot to learn Longsword. To help me learn Longswords.
Oh, like to teach you how to fight with a sword?
Yeah.
I can teach you how to fight with a sword. I've got an idea. What do you mean I can't teach you?
I pull out my little guy.
Yeah.
And I say to him, "Can you turn into a music box?"
It strokes its chin.
It's a small music box.
It forms itself into a little music box that doesn't have any nubs.
Oh, okay.
And then two little hands come out instead of shrug. Like,
Big nubs.
I can play some music.
I don't.
so you'd have to teach it a song to play.
Actually, don't we have a ukulele somewhere in one of these bags?
You have the Fandle and mandolin.
No, that's right. It's a mandolin.
I can try to learn mandolin.
Go for it.
Who has the perform check?
Oh,
I have-
please tell me I can sing.
There's a hungry
No.
cheese if you do something good.
Not me. I have perform
I can dance.
oratory.
I can dance if you want to.
Alright, well,
Make you feel good.
because you guys are all mounted as opposed to having one corpse mounted and everybody else on foot, it's now, you're about halfway to Onwith before you need to camp for the night. And you guys can set up a camp and sing campfire songs, cook food,
Practice with sticks.
practice with sticks. You're getting your ass handed to you, but you're making some steps. Havoc does not pull any punches.
You're training him?
Yeah.
Griff.
Well, he has Havoc to do it, so.
Dang
I
it.
also give
Can
Griff
you use a sword?
Anybody else who wants to help
how
can
do you
help me
use
learn.
this?
I make a broad offer to all of the armor-wielding.
I said I would offer to
Except
help.
you.
I can teach you.
I give Griff a piece of cheese for
You
pulling out the
might-
sword.
Why does he hate me?
You might prefer training with a paladin because Havoc seems to be having some Nom flashbacks as he's training you with his sword, and he starts shouting at Havoc at himself to keep his guard up. And why are you so useless? And he's like, and he has to stop. He's like I can't train people. This is bad for me.
So I'll train with the paladins.
Yeah, you'll train with a paladin.
Let me show you how to use a blade. Spin the.
I don't intend at all to put this up my butt.
You don't need to put knives up your butt.
You seem to do it a lot, so I don't want to learn anything from you.
I never put knives up my butt. I put
Clearly,
knives
Rick,
up
this is all about butt
other
play.
people's butts.
Okay?
Other butts. Not mine.
You put that up Taz's butt?
No.
Why would you do that?
This is here.
Did somebody call me?
Don't worry about it. We're just shooting the shit.
She like pokes her head out the tent.
You shooting the shit?
Won't I stab you?
Thickness. He's trying to learn longsword, not dagger.
Yeah, daggers are important. I'm even good at dodging daggers.
I think I'm good with daggers. Are they simple weapons?
Scientific
They are simple weapons.
I'm pretty sure I can use them.
Relatively speaking.
I pick up a dagger from my hilt and I throw it at a tree,
All
which
right.
is probably like a dex check.
DC 5.
Roll a 3.
What's your bonuses to a ranged attack?
What is your dex?
It's more than...
Oh yeah, because you get your attack bonus.
Okay, so you,
I do it.
Watch this. And I throw the same dagger like 8 times
The
into the
recovering
same
dagger.
spot.
Yeah, we know you did it.
Yeah, I did it.
in fact, you managed to saw off a branch.
Firewood!
That's really green.
Don't worry about it.
So, Griff, which paladin do you choose to teach you?
I don't need to choose. You can both teach.
I'm not sure I feel comfortable working with this
We
man.
can do it at different times.
It's me. Who's the paladin?
They're both the worst paladins ever.
Dr. Hippocampus is
Yeah, they don't want to train with me, but alright.
Dr. Hippocampus is focused on doing his alchemy stuff, so he's not going to train.
Well, I only have to sleep 2 hours, so I can help him and probably still get the alchemy
Yeah,
stuff
but
done.
like this alchemy thing is seems more complicated than you first imagined. So you're really focused in on it. If you want to have results, it's basically like
I'll help you in a couple days.
I'll train with Bonnie too, a little,
Just a little. Alright.
when I'm not training with the paladin. Although Whiskers probably seems to want to make up for killing our friend. So
Good luck,
I'll be
Whiskers.
helpful. So I will start with some sticks with all the edges come off, but they are pointy, and we're going to start with really heavy sticks.